Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. We're here, we're live, and probably loud enough for this time of day. We are hurling towards a massive Sorare game week this weekend. The deadline is nigh, under 2 hours away. I'm Quinny here for the Deadline Show, and I'm joined, as always, by my co-pilot, Harry Trades. Harry, my man, good to see you.
Good to see you, mate. Yeah, buzzing to be here. And yeah, massive weekend ahead, mate.
It is huge. We've just been talking teams, talking lineups. We've not even got to even looking at price pools. We've been doing all that kind of stuff on the show, as always. But what makes this, there's a few things coming into this weekend to give it a little bit of extra spice. First thing I'm going to say right off the bat to anyone that is joining us live and loud from the beginning here is excuse the barnet. I'm way overdue a haircut at this point, and that will be rectified in due course. But there's a few things coming into this game week. I think the main thing that the majority of people are excited about this weekend is the real return. Can't really count in the midweek. The real return of MLS. There's teams everywhere filled to the gunnels with MLS collection stacks, and Champion America is going to be buffed out and all the rest of it. So there's that. And as you were saying, Harry, right before we flipped the switch, there's been a wee bit of fairy godmother action on the go in the form of Starknet. Just airdropping some cash to the faithful that have been here for a bit of time or whatever. So yeah, how do we find you, Harry?
Yeah, so that's been probably the biggest talking point, I would say, in a little while on Sorare as far as cash injections go, right? That's been it's been a big boost, I think, to the economy for sure, those Biden bucks. But yeah, no, mine's gone already. I think you mentioned yours is too, as is probably everyone's in the chat. Let us know what you got with your Biden bucks, because yeah, all I could see on Twitter was I bought X player for this with my Biden bucks. I did this and I'm here for it. Like it's great. I was telling you earlier, I spent mine in the weirdest way possible, in that I've spent money on something that like I already had in the sense of, if you want to show it on the screen, I've managed to get myself a Magnus Mattsson 1 of 10 forward card. Now, as you may know, I did have the midfielder card, and it was an old season. So I had to, first of all, I had to trade a old season Mattsson. Let's see if we can find it. So this is my old season Mattsson. Sorry, this is the first Mattsson I received. And I traded that for my old Mattsson. Where's that going to show? That's weird. Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's my first transaction. Yeah, so I spent 120 quid plus old Mattsson, a couple of rares for the 3 of 10. And then I turned the 3 of 10 into the 1 of 10 for 40 quid. So I spent my whole pay packet from Biden on a Magnus Mattsson 1 of 10. But it does help me. So I do get 2% collection bonus on him because I do have Sonjay Hansen 1 of 10. So there was an incentive there, not only just to get the new season and the forward, but also the 1 of 10. So, it's a bit of a overpay maybe on paper, because I've only ended up with the same card in a weird way. But I think as far as the position goes as well, it gives me a lot more flexibility, especially in Challenger, when we get into those splits in March, so or end of April. So yeah, that's kind of how I spent mine, mate. I'm interested to see how you've done yours.
Well, I totally get that, mate, because see, when Celtic first, or even before Celtic came on, I was buying super rares of the guys in the J League, like Daisen Maeda from Yokohama and Kyogo at Vissel Kobe and that kind of thing. And then when those cards came out, I was in a position like you there. Maybe I don't think I quite jumped through as many hoops as that to get one card. It's a lovely kind of sequence of trades there. I love that. Not just getting the position change on the go, but then getting the one off, because he's also not got a jersey number. What is he, number 14
number
or something?
8. So no, he would
have number 8. Oh, does have one?
Yeah, I don't think it's out yet though, if that makes sense.
And it won't come. Yeah, so it
won't come. Or maybe it is out. 5, 6. No, it's not out. No, it won't come.
So there you go. I love that. That's brilliant. And you need to pay the price sometimes to swap a card around,
Ledinho copied me. Let's just put that.
I did see that. I heard him mentioning the fact that he picked one up as well. So yeah, there's definitely I've got a wee notification here. Oh, cool. Fantastic. We'll check that out in a second. Thank you very much. I spent my Stark money this morning, right before the deadline stream. And I'm not going to go into everything I've been doing in the gallery recently, but I've been kind of enhancing. I've got, you see the teams. Honestly, guys, see this week, I don't think I think I said this about a month ago, but genuinely this weekend, I don't think FC Barcelona has ever looked as good, to be honest with you. But with all the new modes in mind that are coming up, the first thing I went and spent some of my fairy godmother money on is I went and got a Rio Hatate rare, finally, that's not the Kawasaki forward. So that kind of fits in a collection or whatever. And price was cheap enough, I think, 0.26. And how much ETH did we get? Like 0.66 or something?
Roughly, yeah.
And then after that, I was like, right, okay, I kind of need something that will help one of the Celtic rare collections somehow. And I was looking at a few cards. Raoul, who's in the chat, I was talking to him about a Ben Summers that's flying around, and I ended up on the market finding a one of AJ, who I think is actually going to start this weekend. Now I think he'll be back from his injury, so it was a case of get him in. Tate's obviously injured, so he can't really help me right now. But and it's a one of. You know, how many opportunities do you get to get the one of, or in this guy's case, the two of as well, because that's his number. So I thought I can't miss that up. AJ is long overdue into the club, and buzzing. So nice wee kind of fairy godmother one for me in that sense as well. But yeah, in case anyone missed it, I got a big one. We got a big one in this week, and I went into Basil. If you're here as well, fist bump by the way. Basil got a good deal out of me. There's no two ways about that. I got a good deal out of it as well, I would say. But this is I'm buzzing for this weekend. Firing on all cylinders. So many things going on. Getting ready for the transition period as well as kicking ass in the immediate term. So, Harry, we're going to start off with the matchups tab, aren't we? Or we're going to talk about MLS independently, guys, because it is exciting that it's back. I've got my NYC hoodie on. I've got my NYC cards out everywhere as well. But the matchups tab, and I just never think it really does MLS much justice. So, what are we thinking? Will we tackle maybe like the top 5 or 6 here? Maybe get a bit of MLS love and then carry on as normal?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, it feels fun, doesn't it? Now, we had, earlier today, we had the next round draw for the Europa League and the Europa Conference League. And I can't believe, I didn't even realise how many teams it was until I got responses into the tweet. But Leverkusen have drawn Quarabag, who they played in the group stages and thrashed them like 20-0 over 2 games or something. So that's a bye to the next round for them. And they'll be rotating massively. They're going to cruise the Bundesliga now, you would think, over the next couple of games, which is fantastic for them. But there's a lot of repeating fixtures from the group stages in the quarterfinals, which, fair enough, the quarterfinals, the group stages, traditionally haven't factored into the drawing process, but normally all the teams have competed by that stage, you know. So it's just about weird that like Leverkusen's first knockout game could be Quarabag, and I say there's a few other examples, I can't remember them all. And the Europa Conference League has had its draw as well. Ajax are going to be playing Aston Villa, which is a bit of a tie as well, by the way. So that'll be good fun. And but yeah, Benfica are kind of top order of that because they have drawn the easiest draw they could have possibly got. They are going to be coming to Glasgow to play Rangers at some point, and Rangers will be going to Lisbon, of course. So Benfica, top of the tree, and we're definitely going to be in Benfica love mode for the next month, I think.
You should have spent your Byron bucks on a little Otamendi or a little Di Maria. That would have been fun.
Well, part of the Alias Garcia deal was Trubin. Trubin was the main make-way in that. Sadly for me, I'm not going to get to cheer Trubinator on when he's playing the enemy at Castle Grayskull. But I can still cheer him on. We still love the guy. He's still a hero. He's still a club legend and an overall Sorare legend. But this weekend, they are top order. They're at home at Portimonense. And there was a lot of love coming out from, I think it was like João Neves and a few other players like after qualifying and all the rest of it. Obviously a tough affair in the last round. So this Benfica team's taking a while to get going, but you know, they're kind of there now, aren't they? Especially at home against Portimonense.
Yeah, they've definitely felt like they have turned up a gear, haven't they, the second half of the season. Yeah, they were, well, I say they were lucky yesterday, but my boy Thistalinga missed a big chance versus Trubin yesterday, which cost me something. But regardless, they're through, and yeah, no, it's a great home fixture to come back off, playing in France and whatever. And yeah, I mean, I don't know why João Neves is at 60. I assume maybe rest there. I'm assuming Florentino's behind that, who hasn't played for a little while. So yeah, maybe that random sort of stud like rotation happens. Like Kochu didn't play yesterday, so there could be something going on in that midfield maybe to keep an eye on. But yeah, everything else seems solid, and yeah, lovely home fixture.
Yeah, Sport with a game in hand. That title race is maybe now an immediate kind of attention. So again, this is a game that They're 15 goals conceded in 22 games. This should be a cruiser for Benfica, and they play on the 25th, which is Sunday at 6 o'clock. So that sounds like fun. Keep the shouts coming in the chat, guys, for what you spent your Stark money, your Biden bucks, your fairy godmother money, your tooth fairy money, whatever it is you want to think of it as. Rico man here, listen to this, picked up a rare jersey mint, Dante. Now, if you don't know Dante, Nice have just come on the platform for the first time ever. Dante is old AF, let's just say to keep it clean. He is 40, right? But big man knows his way around a matrix.
It's not his first rodeo, is it? Jesus.
He knows what the stat guys love to keep him in the team, and he just eats those stats up, man. He is a monster.
Yeah, so it's impressive.
So GG's on that one, Rico, man. Nice wee jersey number as well. Bit of a streets won't forget type situation, but sadly not had enough of a Sorare career for us to kind of bask in the glory of him, sadly. But yeah, the rest of this season certainly, and who knows with his contract. And a guy like this, if he's still playing for Nice at 40, like,
what is going on? Like,
surely this guy's going to, who knows?
He's just immortal, I think.
How does he not play in Brazil at some point?
Yeah.
Even at that, they all go back to play for Flamengo.
Felipe Melo
or something, Yeah. They all go back for one more Copa Libertadores with the boys,
Copacabana, baby.
That's it. They'll love it. So a great one. We also had Jack Doyle picking up a Joe Hart, who earlier this week announced he's going to be retiring at the end of the season. And I got a lot of messages, Harry. It came on your stream mainly, asking me how I felt in the situation. And I've also, in the grand scheme of things, recently picked up the super rare Hart. But I think, like, if you've been ever getting Joe Hart, like having his career beyond Celtic in your strategy, it's just always been ridiculous. Like, you've just got to imagine after Celtic he's done, like that was always the thinking. And then I had some hope he would probably have a wee swan song in MLS or something, but that's not to be, it looks like. So it is what it is. It's the worst case scenario, but it's definitely not something that's, the writing's been on the wall for. Not got a contract at the end of the season and whatever. But Jack Doyle getting a nice wee Celtic goalkeeper for 12, 13 games, a couple of midweeks to come between now and the end of the season. That could be a great play. And Dante Jerseyman, that's probably my favourite so far. But keep them coming through the show, guys. So Benfica sitting top. And yeah, I heard you and Laird chatting about this. And yes, Salzburg sitting top, second. It's not something we often see. Now, the stats there are incredible. I think the main thing here for this fixture is this is the Salzburg fixture if there's going to be one. At home to Austria Lustenau. Surely is the game where, like, I know they've not been at it over the last 2 or 3 seasons, and what I mean by that is they've not had a Haaland type guy. And I know Haaland is like the top of the food chain, right? But Salzburg had a little period of like 8 years, but they did always have somebody scoring. And we can go back and look at the records, 20, 30 goals a season, whoever it might have been at the time, and they've not really had that. But anyway, normally you expect Salzburg roll teams over 4, 5s and 6s. And they've not been doing that. But this could, if they're going to do it this season, this is the game to do it, isn't it?
I'd argue, like, that team I'm looking at there, if that does play, feels like one of the more stronger teams I've seen so far this season. There's been injuries. I don't think Dedic played last game. And yeah, they're playing the worst team in the league. And I'm backing my Oscar Gluck this weekend. I'm not giving him the armband, but he is in one of my best teams. So I'm hoping he can, really get the boys going there and get a few DAs on the score sheet. But like, I don't think I've seen Coit and Fernando play, or maybe they did last game, but like that feels like something relatively new. That Raktov has been scoring a few goals, and they just had, like you said, they haven't had that consistent 20, 30 goaler for the season. And it just is what it is. You need goals from other places, you need assists from other places, and they've kind of had it. Karsgaard has done his bit from set pieces and stuff. Gluck sort of chipped in, but Dedic coming back looks big. And this looks like a change of formation from what I'm gathering. They weren't a 3 at the back or 5 at the back, where you want to look at it, before. So I don't know if the change of formation because they want to go 2 9s or whatever it is, 1-10. It makes sense. They've got the players maybe to do that. But Karsgaard's like more of a midfielder, not like a left back. But I guess he can kind of get away with playing as that sort of left wing back type of scenario, whipping balls in. He's got a lovely left foot, so that makes sense. This
is since a winter break development,
right,
Harry boy.
Okay, that makes sense. See, so Karsgaard got a cheeky assist in that last game. Feels interesting. I mean, there's no better team to do it. There's no better team to smash than Austria Lustenau, like you said. And yeah, let's just hope and pray that it does come good for us.
Yeah, if there's ever a week they're going to deliver, it's got to be that one, And if it doesn't, anyone who's got Salzburg will know exactly what it's like to hold a Kyogo because he'll just be he'll just be so raging. Did they not do that? But I've got full confidence that Salzburg probably deliver on that ranking up there. But I just don't think they're that heavily stacked in general.
They're not really. No. You'd only probably argue maybe the goalkeeper this week's like a shoe-in for a Quinny, let's say, and then who's not under 23, and then the rest of the boys are realistically all under 23 boys. So you'll probably see them scattered in U23. But yeah, I don't think they'll have much of an impact on like the challenger, leaderboard, let's say, for example. Bar maybe like a goalkeeper Soleil, defensive stack, I would argue.
Yeah, I agree. The next team but might be the total opposite of that. None of them are U23, I don't think. Maybe one of them. but at home, Cass and Pass are no pushovers. I'm just having a wee peek at the table. But I don't think they're that bad, are they?
No, they're not terrible. They score goals because they have that. Da Costa guy up front. He seems to score goals all the time for them. I bought him for the Road to Glory once, and yeah, L15, sorry, of 60, which can't be a bad forward. And then that number 10, that Hadranovic, or however we're going to pronounce him, he's on fire, as you can see by the L15s and 5s. He's got DA's left, right, and centre in the last couple of games. Kara's a good player. Yeah, this won't be a gimme. Definitely not.
I agree. Just have a wee peek at our boy here that you're mentioning, Hadranovic. 80 plus. Sign me up. Mm-hmm. That's good. I like that. But yeah, not a great game on the face of it. But, they're at home. That's a bit of a bias in that division. And they are like supremely strong on paper, But this is a stacked team, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Yunchu's at 90. That's a nice sight for you. Not that you have him, but, we've kind of been waiting for that, I guess. I know you're a big fan and whatever. And
peak. Aye.
definitely definitely outscored his L15 over the last couple of games with that 50, which is nice. Tadic seems to have done a few things recently, which is obviously ideal for Tadic holders because he hasn't been great so far with those penalty misses and whatever. So yeah, it could be a good game for him to kick on again. I think he got a DA last game. It might have been really late on. But yeah, there's something there. There's something to go off where before that it looked a little bit bleak.
Yeah. So yeah, funny one. Szymanski's cooking this season.
Yeah.
Krunic as well. He's the one I thought would do well there. How's he kind of getting on? I wonder for a quick peek. We gave him away at the time when that transfer went through. He's been not too bad. It's not too bad. 1980, not too long ago, in a 2-2.
Yeah, he's a cap guy for now.
For now, yeah, he's a he's got bones. He's got bones. Okay. So then after Fenerbahce, it's PSV. They're not quite at the top, them and Feyenoord, but they're still in amongst it, aren't they? Both of does he Feyenoord? Oh, I do, yeah. But yeah, PSV, away to Wall. The only thing better than away to Wall is at home as Wall.
100%, mate. I watched a bit of the Dortmund game. It was on Tuesday maybe, or Wednesday, the Dortmund PSV game, and they gave them a good game, PSV. I got to give it to them. They controlled the game for the majority of it and had a lot of possession, had a few chances. Bakayoko he's just not firing right now. It's just, he's beating his man, but like that sort of end product is just not there. As you can see by his L5, it's obviously, dipped compared to his 15. So yeah, they've had to find other ways of doing things. Like Bari's sort of chipped in and, Veerman's kind of back now, fully fit. And Dest has been decent, and Teze's kind of had a bit of resurgence as well. So the team is looking better. I'm still not convinced with Lozano as somebody that's watched the last few games just because of Teze. I'm not. I don't know. If Lang was fit, I'd be very shocked if Lang weren't like nailed, in my opinion. If he was like flying. But yeah, Luke De Jong sort of still scoring goals as he always kind of does, and yeah, man, this could be the ruiner. Like it ruined us last week, didn't it? The Friday night game, they played. Who did they play? Can't even remember now. But they played someone like Volendam at home, and they just smashed them. Right? Boskagli had 100, Veerman 1,000, like De Jong 99. Like it was just crazy, right? And the whole game week was basically toast at Friday evening, Quinny. Effectively, I think Laird was saying after that evening, All-Star Limited top 10 all scored above like 500 or something. Like on Friday. It's just like, you just got no chance, basically. So do I think it's going to be that crazy this weekend? Maybe. But like Boskagli's a little bit might not be fit or whatever. He got brought off. I know he's down at 75 there, but PSV always throws something in, a spanner in the works. Bakayoko was ill last weekend. Like, something always happens. I'm just hoping it's nothing to do with my Teze, of course, from a selfish point of view. But like, something always, changes from what we see on these predictions in some capacity. But I still think they win 3-0, let's say. They've got to, surely.
Yeah, should be quite a convincing one. And we've got Feyenoord in the top order. Just have a wee peek at the table. Yeah, PSV still top. Well, if that's a time out, and we'll come back to it, because we're not going to look at Melgar. And we're not going to. We'll have a glance at Rangers because there's obviously it's a Hearts match, so there'll be a lot of Hearts stacks on the leaderboard. And we'll do Feyenoord, then we'll do the MLS thing, and come back to Real Madrid. That's a kind of fun team to.
Yeah, and we'll do that, and then we'll go Champ Europe after that. So Leverkusen, Real, and kind of make I guess we could do it in. Like, we could kind of just disregard it. You know what I'm saying? Not that it matters too much, but we could just go Challenger, like what
I just look at Feyenoord. Yeah, let's just look at Feyenoord. Yeah, so how are they ranked there? What do we see? Feyenoord, midfielder, forward, especially. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing with them though, Quinny, they went 120 minutes last night.
Of course. Yeah.
So, and lost.
I got the notifications for Angelino coming off the bench on the 105th minute. Jesus Christ, man. How quickly he's fallen down that pecking order, man. Jesus.
Unbelievable. I know.
Yeah. Jesus wept, as they say. But yeah, you're right. They've just done a double shift Thursday night. This game is the 25th, which is Sunday. And it's an early kickoff, so earlier kickoff. I know Holland don't really get later kickoffs, but, it still is an early time of the day, so in terms of
definitely
traveling, sleeping, all that kind of stuff. So even Usic in to start this one, it looks like people will be rejoicing. If it is this kind of team, by the way, SO5-wise, people will probably not be too disappointed.
All the main pieces are there, yeah, for sure. Gertruda, Hackno, Hartmann, Timber looks pretty good, even though he didn't score very well last night. Obviously, Vifa's been ridiculous. Stengs is the only disappointment, I would say, recently. If you look at that L5 and just watching him as well, just feels a little bit lost, I would say, from what I've been watching. He either plays on the wing, he comes inside and plays as a 10. He's really sort of just lost his way. But you've got to look there, Quinny. Like, they're not scoring more than 3 goals in any of those games. So, the chances of DAs are just less, aren't they? If you're scoring 1s and 2s and not 3s and 4s, there's just less DAs to go around. It's just, basic math sometimes. And yeah, he's a very good player. He's played in Ligue 1, and he is, like, objectively a very good player. But yeah, it seems like for whatever reason, confidence maybe, and sort of the team not producing as many goals, it's gonna cost you, isn't it? It's gonna cost you those dark greens. You can't afford to not have them unless you've got crazy AA coming in, maybe from like your Vifas that doesn't need that DA. Stengs' AA is actually normally okay, but yeah, it's all gone a bit skew-iff for him. And yeah, Paxiao on the right is interesting. He normally plays on the left, so yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that actually pans out. I haven't really seen that specific team play, as an 11. So yeah, but I'll be watching that Sunday and keeping tabs on our boy Stengs.
Ross Irvin's picked up a Cecilia to get with his Celtic stacks in contender. So that's a fun stack we're going to see. Hendo's picked himself up a Ben Summers, who is currently playing for Dunfermline, who's Hendo's team. Hendo's I'm not sure if he's a season ticket holder or is it every away game he's going to this season, but he's a mad Dunfermline fan, so that's quite cool to see. Any reason Mamardashvili is down, isn't it? Oh, you were telling me, Harry, Valencia, Levante, when both of them are kind of the same city. That's a derby.
Yeah, Granada, Valencia game, and then Andorra, Levante game is both postponed. Obviously, both in different leagues. Santander and whatever, first and second division. But yeah, they're both games are done. As Rico Man is saying there.
Yeah, just catching up on all the chat there as well, guys. But yeah. So we'll slide into MLS because I think so many managers, right? Forget about all the systems and all the rest of it, Harry, right? But so many. Actually, 2 seconds, real quickly. Hendo has actually donated a card to us, right?
Oh, Hendo. Love
and
that.
It's a David Marshall Limited. So it's a little cheeky playing goalkeeper for this weekend, okay? So in about like 45 minutes, we'll give that away to someone that is joining us on the YouTube live chat, let's say. So if you're joining us live anywhere else, thank you very much. Don't forget to like the stream, subscribe to the channel. You can find Harry Trades as well, at Harry Trades YT or something of that description. Or all the videos as well, he's everywhere. But yeah, make sure to like the stream, subscribe, drop a comment if you're not in the live chat with us live. And if you're on any other platforms, feel free to comment, get involved. I can see everything as it comes in. We do have hundreds of Sorare scouts and managers all over the world tuning in for the deadline show. We've got a little giveaway to go there. And for anyone that is tuning in for the first time, you might not know this, but Sorare own and control the internet. And they know if you've came here to the stream today, and they know if you leave without hitting the like button. They don't like that. You then are going to get DNPs. If you do win rewards, they're probably going to be injured. So, do yourself a favour, help the channel, help yourself, hit the like button, get better luck on rewards, and make sure you don't get any DNPs when you're with us as well. So, yeah. I know but yeah, I know we've been going to a lot of away games as well, and I didn't want to. So, yeah, I know, Hendo, I know. I didn't want to misspeak. I know. Hardcore, hard to the core. But anyway, speaking of hard to the core, Sorare scouts and managers all over the world, no matter what they've been up to, no matter what their budget, have been putting their fingers in the MLS pie, whether it is getting something for a budget, getting some power-up cards, or, some stronger hitters, or whatever it might be, different scarcities, etc. So everyone, I think, has been buzzing for MLS to come back in, and we're kind of all waiting for new season cards now, all of a sudden. So we've got all the fixtures to kind of rattle through. We'll do all the predicted 11s that are here. So if you have any MLS, just kind of half pay attention to what we're talking about and keep your eyes on screen, and we'll get through them all basically. But we're not going to labour everyone or because there is 30 teams or something. So fair amount of fixtures, But we'll just go top to bottom on the list just to keep it clean. Yeah. So we've got Columbus, the reigning champions. I think I'm right in saying. My MLS knowledge is a wee bit rusty as I speak to you right now. But yeah, MLS champions from last year, of course. And it's because they won it not too long ago as well. I wasn't sure, I was getting confused. But yeah, they're at home to Atlanta United. Jesus. Atlanta United. And it looks a relatively recognisable Columbus team from last year. De Rossi, Matan, Chucho, Nagbe and Morris. I don't know how often we've seen that through injuries to either of them. But looks like a really strong Columbus team here.
Yeah, they'll be favourites again, I think, or one of the favourites for the league. Unbelievable sort of front line in Hernandez and Rossi, and you've got Morris in there as well. And the 23 keeper, which is an interesting one. Camacho's in there for a bit of experience. I think, you can't overlook these Columbus team, like Stack, especially up front. They've got some, as you can see, the L15s from last season are obviously ridiculous. But, there's something to learn. Whatever happens last season, that doesn't necessarily happen this season, as we all know. But I still back, a Chucho to do really well and stuff. I don't think that will be that dissimilar. And I think this is one of the very good matchups this weekend.
Love that. Yeah. And like you say, MLS holds for no man. So often reigning champions don't, doing a double in MLS or doing back-to-backs is nigh on impossible, for many a team. So yeah, high standards, but this team's really good. Yoyoboa got a lot of praise last year. He's a bit of a whip as well. And from those kind of wing back positions, they can be quite attacking, for this Columbus team. So some good defender options. Because the thing with MLS is we know defenders are the hard ones to pick. Malte Amundsen, formerly of NYC, I've got him in my collection, and he's been a boss at left centre back. So he's one to look out for me, because he gets at both ends of the pitches because he has a left back. But whoever plays next to him kind of gets to go wherever they want, and then he's a wee bit more of a left back than a left centre back, if you get me. Sometimes. Atlanta United, but a few familiar names and faces in here. So surprised they've still got Almada on the books, but him and I think club captain Giacomakis is on to start this game. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one. Brooks Lennon's still in the team, but otherwise, with the exception of the meme that is Brad Guzan, this team is totally different.
I think the right winger was there last year. However you're going to pronounce his name. Him, whoever he is. He was there. I'm pretty sure Caleb Wiley's been there for a while. It's the two centre backs I don't recognise, the two CDMs and the left winger, if I'm being honest. So yeah, it is half a new team.
But no random Argentinians like Sosa and Franco, right. No Miles Robinson, no Gutman, no.
It definitely changes.
Yeah, it's a bit of a different Atlanta United, I think.
Without if Almada ends up leaving halfway through the season and stuff, this team looks dust to me, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Without Almada.
He is Atlanta,
Yeah. If we have a quick glance at the standings, the standings also won't be accurate, so there's been one game played or something. But if you do take Almada out of this team, they really do fall into the pack.
Big time.
Atlanta United, you look at the teams that don't have that star, there's a bunch of them, too many to name probably. A few of them have stars and a few of them don't, and that's a wee bit of the difference in some of these, conferences especially. But Yeah, I think he's a real difference maker for them. This is the game I think is like the headline one. It's going to be on the TV and everyone's going to be watching or commentating on or whatever. And it's LAFC at home to the Seattle Sounders. Now the LAFC spend big normally, and since like winning everything as soon as they turned up and all that kind of jazz, like it's been a wee bit kind of stuttery, isn't it? You know, so Boanga's still there. There was a wee bit of Willie Won't, I guess, wasn't there? Hugo Lloris is in the building. I don't know if these two grey faces what their story is, but it doesn't look that great an LAFC team to me. Am I missing something?
Yeah, I mean, the defense is still pretty strong, I would argue. They've just brought in that Oscar Campos from Santos Laguna to replace Palacios, who's obviously going to be a big miss. I think he's gone to Brazil. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just that front line. Yeah, again, I don't know that. I think it's Thomas Angel, maybe, Angel. I can't remember where they got him from. But yeah, there's a couple of new faces there. Well, faceless faces, I guess. And then yeah, Boanga being there is the big plus. You know, if he's still there, there's goals in that team. They're going to win games of football. And you know that back five with Lloris counted in that. Like, I fancy him to be pretty strong as far as keeping clean sheets go, even though that is hard to do in the MLS as a sort of blanket statement. I do fancy him to be pretty strong defensively, I would say.
I don't see a Martinez. I don't know if it's just like sometimes the names are all messed up and stuff, but it says the guy on the right wing. I don't think there was a Martinez on the right wing for either of these teams, was there? No, there wasn't. So yeah, I think it's definitely referring to this game, which is fine. But yeah, like some of these, don't get me wrong, like yeah, the defence looks good enough, and if you've got Lloris in goals, that's quite cool. It can be, it can only be a positive, can't it? Really. But yeah, I think MLS, you need to be able to score 3 goals, quite often, and two grey faces. Like I've seen it with NYC, I've seen it with lots of MLS clubs over the last couple of years. Like they get too many guys in as prospects from South America in the one window, and like that doesn't work out, So that's just kind of a bogus. Tillman, Eli, it's a good midfield. Back four, like you say, is nice and strong. Seattle don't look any more exciting, but like I've got a bit more faith in that team. I think Roldan's on the right, Leo Chu and Tolo on the left, and then through the middle, like quality.
It's a decent team, yeah. I don't think J-Mo's a 9 per se. Like he's probably better as like a left winger, sort of left forward. But Rui Diaz, I don't know what is going on with him. They've got that Daniel Miovski, maybe, or however you pronounce it. He's come in from Salt Lake, and they've added. If you go behind Leo Chu, they'll have a guy called like go maybe the right wing. Oh, that one, yeah, De La Vega. They paid like 7 mil for him. Like he's supposed to be like a proper guy from Brazil. So whenever he gets embedded in, I think that will be probably his position, or you definitely get given a chance. But yeah, it's a solid team. Those 50-50s at the back are looking a bit worrying with Tolo and Gomez. But yeah.
Yeah, fair. Gomez only on 50% for Nathan and Tolo for Bell. So yeah, good spots. So yeah, that's a big good one. I think most people will watch this. I'm a wee bit biased. I quite like Seattle, but yeah, CR7's starting this game for sure. And I know Morris isn't like a striker, like you say, but there you go. Of course, got the shirt yourself. But he is a goal scorer. Like he is final third, like effective. So if you've got people around him, it's kind of all you're after, really, isn't it? Depending on how the game shakes out. Because like Aaron Long and Murillo, you probably don't want to put a Rui Diaz up against them. You probably want to come off them, don't you, and play a bit. So it could be fun to watch. Should be fun to watch. We've got a wee bit of a sort of community derby here. Charlotte versus me versus Trip and B is what I'm kind of getting at. Charlotte at home opening their season to NYC, who everyone I think uniformly hates the manager of, but Charlotte, who have Dean Smith in charge, starting the season off, went under a wee bit of a change, I think, haven't they?
Yeah, there's a few new faces there. I mean, they've still got Scott Arfield there on the right, but behind the guy on the left should be Vargas. Yeah, he's one of their best players, I think. I don't know why he's at 45 for this game. I mean, I know whoever's done this is not picking the team, of course, but yeah, he's a really good one. Finished the season really well. Westwood as skipper, I think, and yeah, I mean, I think Trippin has said like they haven't really bought much, really. So like he's a bit worried, I think, on the surface of it, but like a fit Capetti, you should have a chance maybe if he's firing off all cylinders. And yeah, Westwood's obviously big players, played a lot of English football and stuff, as is sort of Arfield in Scotland and whatever. So I don't know, they've got a bit of quality, but I just don't know if it's enough personally.
NYC total change that forward line, isn't it? Hannes Wolf in from Europe. Talis Magno. Oh, maybe that's because I'd flipped things around over here. Magno is on to start still. I thought that was weird, but yeah, Magno's on to start still. Monsef Bakrar still in the building. So NYC have just signed a new striker and another new player, both from Eastern Europe, and they're still waiting on visas, is the last report I've got. Yeah. Julian Fernandez, I think he played already? I forget when he came in.
He has.
He has played already, hasn't he? But yeah, he was like second on the list when they got Gabi Pereira. So he's like, he's got good bones, you know. He's
going to be one of the best players in the league for his age, like under 23. I guarantee you, he is really good. Like paid like 8 mil for him or something.
Yeah,
could be a tasty one for the Caps. I'm hoping for a big season, obviously from Santi, our boy. Nice little double pivot of Sands and Parks. I think they're both solid players. You know, solid MLS players, good height, strong.
Championship winning midfield.
Yeah, they're good players, man. They are good players. Sands has gone and played, you know, abroad and stuff, and
not very well.
Come back. Yeah, not very well, but he played. You know, he put his boots on and tied his laces and whatever.
But it's a defense here that gives you the freak, doesn't it? Ilinic, a bit of a rep, by the way. And if you obviously only people like me have got Ilinic might have caught this, but like. He plays right wing for like Slovenian youth. He's like number 7 for them.
He looks quick, yeah.
So like, I'm interested to see how he kicks on this season. And O'Toole at left back, like that feels really like shaky, you know. And I know like when we look at Charlotte, they're having Arfield against O'Toole. You know, I probably favor. Yes, Arfield's on the right, he's on the left. Yeah. So probably favors Arfield because O'Toole's like just to be, you know. He's not like a mad left back that he can probably bully him. It's kind of my point. You know, he probably get the space he wants, makes most of the passes that he'll want. And say these are guys on their side. I'm not too familiar with them, but yeah, having Ilinic, if he's leaving spaces, that could be a way they get in. So yeah, that's I wouldn't be calling a winner in this one. It'd be difficult, but good one for a lot of stacks out there.
Yeah, I think NYFC nicked that one personally.
I hope so, but
yeah,
away from home. And it's Nick Cushion as well, so you just don't know what the hell's going to happen through the game and stupid changes he'll make. Put Magno in centre mid or something, or do something ridiculous. We've got DC here on screen. They are at home to the Revs. Click and Benteke look to start alongside Danjome. Aaron Herrera's in this team now, formerly one of the best right backs in the division, you would say. But unfortunately, this team concede goals like no one's business. He's on there now 15 of 37, and it's probably going to stay that way for a while. Sadly, and they're at home to the Revs, who have Veroni, have Buck, have Gill or Heel or whatever, all in and firing. So this could be, I don't know this Kincanley guy too much.
He's very good, very. He scored midweek. Yeah, very good player.
Nice. So yeah, I'm actually quite convinced that's probably the easiest game to call we've seen so far. It's going to be a Revs win, isn't it? You know.
Yeah, I've got one of those Nick Lima's rare cards, the right back. He scored like 30 odd AA midweek with an L15 of 37, which was nice, but it didn't result in anything. But yeah, the Revs are looking pretty tasty again. Orlando are looking interesting. They had a good win. They had a good win midweek. Facundo scored a couple. Angelo had one, maybe. Maguire had a goal. A couple of under 23 boys here to kind of look out for stacking wise, and similar sort of back line of Janssen and Galise and whatever. And they've not really brought in too much from what I'm seeing, but they've keeping Maguire. Obviously, they've got Muriel to come in as well, which is obviously a big one when he's fit. It'd be interesting to see how they work around Maguire and Muriel. I guess is it like for like, or is it two nines? I don't know. So that
I think he changed, man. I think Muriel's going to rip this division up.
He's got to play. Yeah, I don't see how he doesn't play, but.
Like Orlando, over the years, have nailed DPs. Like Nani was amazing, and again, most people listening to this maybe didn't watch Kaká when he was at Orlando, but Orlando formed the same year as New York, and I watched every game of New York's first season, and it was a little bit of a derby, still kind of is in a weird wee way. But Kaká was amazing in MLS. He's everything you would have if we had cards. It would have just been crazy. But yeah, so I think Muriel just follows in that kind of vein. I just don't see how he doesn't work out well at the kind of arrowhead of that team. Disappointed Lodero isn't on at start, but Ojeda's meant to be a player, so fair enough. And Montreal, Wanyama's not even starting. Sad times.
Yeah, I've got a couple of these players, to be fair. I've got a little collection of the Montreal boys, and I'm not really too high on them this year, to be honest. This looks like a tough game. This could be a nice little Orlando home win, I think.
Quite a big trip to make as well, maybe.
Yeah.
Florida, Canada. I don't know. Should be big. Just don't know what side, if it's East and West and all that caper. I suppose they're in the same conference, so it's it's going to be on the same side, isn't it? I think. Oh no, but they do cross conference for games.
Yeah.
So yeah. What's this game we're popping up? Philly at home to Chicago. Now both these teams are quite like they play into their stereotype in some regards. So sorry guys, I'll try and keep up on the chat. We're interested to hear what you spent your fairy godmother money on from Starknet. Let us know in the live chat. When you are here and you're dropping a live comment, please do hit the like button while you're there. We're only at 35 guys. We've got a card to give away. I want to give it away. It's a goalkeeper that's going to play this weekend, unlimited. We might give that away in the next half an hour, but we need to get to 88 likes. It's the first number we need to get to, guys. Come on. If you're here, smash the like button so we can get that given away. Support the stream, help yourself out with some good old RNG. But the stereotype of Philadelphia is they play this Jim Curtin style of football and they bring players through and they're quite shrewd with any, like foreigners they bring in as such. Team hasn't really changed much from last season, but we see McGlynn in its start. We see Quinn Sullivan starting the season as a starter, maybe,
Yeah, they played midweek again.
Yep.
Or last mid. Yeah. I think Carranza scored a trick. Yeah, they're looking really good again.
They've still got
Chicago.
Wagner in the building as well, which is huge.
That's the big one. That's a new signing in itself, really, isn't it? Keeping him. And then Chicago, I mean, I don't really know what to say, to be honest.
They've done a bit of business, I think. Nothing when I'm looking at this team sheet jumps out at me. Obviously, we see Gutman there, but I'm pretty sure when I was like getting
they've got Hugo Cyphers,
and somebody else. I'm pretty sure there was a bit of business, and I thought, oh well, they might actually. Kellen Acosta. Yeah, that's maybe what it is. Kellen Acosta as well. I thought they're maybe making a wee shot at it because some of those midfielders, like Kellen Acosta, and there's another one, are just good box-to-box mids. They go to teams to make them better, kind of thing. So Chicago might not be the meme anymore that they once are of like they're always crap, but they could be. But two of those kind of teams going against each other. Philly for the win looks good, but Chicago have been spending, have been trading. And then we've got Austin at home in Minnesota. Both teams kind of were like meh last year, weren't they? Austin, their first year in town, made a big splash. Minnesota, it was just all about Reynoso all the time, wasn't it? Is he here or not? So
big bongo.
Yeah. So I think both these teams will be looking to start their season off and trying to, can we have something to play for this year rather than just men out towards the end. Again, the Austin team isn't too different. So you've been building a stack, you'll probably be quite happy, quite comfortable. O'Brien in there. Jong Sung Bin, if I said that properly, L15 of 29. He's coming into this team now as a starter alongside Fragapane, Robin Lod, and Timo Pukki. That's a good front four, by the way, with no Reynoso. You kind of need Reynoso to level that whole thing up, but it's still not too bad. It's not too shabby.
Yeah, it's not terrible at all. No, some good players there, but yeah, Reynoso misses is a massive one, isn't it?
Yeah, huge, because he's just an absolute difference maker. But it's not. Yeah, there's still an outfit without him. It's all about people up. And if they changed their manager, Minnesota, did they? There was a few managerial changes.
I don't know.
Because there's a few MLS managers that are like random.
Toronto did. Toronto has the new Canadian coach or the ex-Canadian coach.
Herdman.
I can't remember if Minnesota did as well.
There's a few random English guys, but in MLS, if you know what I mean. And the Minnesota manager was one of them. He's like an older guy. I think he's quite funny. But I can't remember if they've bagged him or not. There's one or two. I can't remember all their names now, but I'm just wondering if anyone knows they can help us out. Minnesota did just appoint a lad from Man United. Exactly.
Oh yeah, he used to be at like in the Welsh setup. Eric Ramsey, his name is.
They have just changed manager.
He's the Man United assistant right now, or was.
Yeah. So
he was. Yeah.
Could
he's
be
like the youngest ever something. I can't remember, but he used to play in the Welsh League and stuff. Like he played Welsh Prem and stuff, but didn't really have much of a playing career. But yeah, he's like a super genius or something.
Nice. Well, that could be fun to watch out for sure. Good managers have cut some teeth in MLS over the years. Dallas look actually quite blunt, don't they? No Jesus Ferreira, Iramendi, but just because he's grey faced, don't miss him. But Ibeaga is a terrible MLS defender. I can tell you that for a fact. So, I just don't know what they're up to here. Maybe there's some injuries and whatever. Paul Arriola is good.
No Velasco as well. He's done his ACL. So.
Oh yeah, of course. That was an ACL.
But that Kamungo is like the new kid on the block. Watch out for him. Like he is going to rip it up.
Nice.
Big time.
San Jose, bit of a meme club over the years himself for being terrible. They've maybe got a new keeper in town, Daniel, who's got a card
Nah,
for
he's
him.
been there.
Has he been there for a while?
Yeah.
What happened to the other guy? What's his name? Marcinowski?
Yeah.
Aye.
Yeah, I know who you're on about. He's a bit younger, isn't he? Yeah,
Has
I
he
know
been
you.
bagged?
I think so, yeah.
Jackson Yule.
They've got Peter Musa to come in as well. Dallas, of course, John. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a big one.
Of course. Dallas got
Team will
Musa.
look a bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knew there's somebody else that you reminded, but totally, yeah, good catch. Yeah, and the San Jose team, Espinoza can be good, can't he? Bobasy's tidy, but
Yeah.
Jackson Yule can be tidy, but
Outside of that, not much going on, is there?
Houston Sporting could be a great game, by the way, because Houston, went from being like one of the worst teams in the league for like a long period of time to like all of a sudden, being real contenders all of a sudden with not too much of an injection of players, but it was really Hector Herrera coming in, who isn't in this team. Grey Goose is on to start. No Achi, but he'll play alongside Artur. And they've got a new Polish guy, Koalazak, in there as number 10. Ali Ibrahim or Gabe Siegel, Jesus Christ, up in attack. The defence has been quite solid since this outfit's been put together. So like Michael, Sviatchenko, Dorsey, Clark. I forget who the left back. Oh yeah, was it maybe him? And then maybe it was something like that. Steres is our guy. So yeah, Steres, Sviatchenko, Mikel, like that. So yeah, Dynamo. Not really an all-out attacking team, especially without Achi on sets and stuff. But not a pushover team, especially at home up now either. Pretty well supported. But Kansas have got skills. Eric Tommy, I know you're a big fan of that front three. Every Sorare manager has owned one of them at some point, no two ways about it. Yeah, like Kansas are always fun. Kansas are always up for it, and they've got an Argyle styled shirt now for home. So it's like Johnny Russell tribute shirt this year because it's like the whole Scottish golf vibes, So I think we'll all be getting maybe an Kansas Johnny Russell card this year, perhaps. But yeah, this could be a good one.
Yeah, I think Kansas walk all over Houston here. I think Herrera not playing is just massive. Like it's everything.
Tim Melia versus Steve Clark. No clean sheets here, is there?
I don't know. If I had to bet, I would say Melia's got way more of a chance than Clark. Just because, no Herrera and they're missing a few big players. That Seba Ferreira's out as well. One of their strikers. I think he's just got injured. So yeah, Houston in a bad situation, big time.
Excuse me. And we've got St. Louis City at home to RSL. This will be their second season in existence, so this will be fun for them. They've kept, I think, the main spine of players I would recognise that play for them, certainly. All carded. That's funny, isn't it? It's just the fullbacks on the outside of the picture here. Totland, who's maybe a draft pick or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
50%. Wow, yeah. Berkey's on an L15 of 40. That is the number one play this week, surely.
Salt Lake have got goals in them. And St. Louis played midweek.
Arango.
Diego Luna, Ruiz, Ojeda. They've got some good players.
But mate, he could still like save a penalty and get like 20 AA in a game like this.
Right, but the chance of that is just,
Or he gets a clean sheet with 20 AA.
I'm gonna go with no, personally. I just don't see it. Like, he's a great goalie, but you just got to look at what's in front of him at the end of the day. Ruiz, L15 of 30. Tobias says is the play. Completely agree. That is the play this weekend for MLS teams and whatever.
Yeah.
Luna's the new boy in town as well. Yeah, he was the boy last year as well. But I'd worry if I was St. Louis. Sorry, Jimmer. Sorry, Black.
I know. I think I don't know. St. Louis surprised a lot of people, and I don't know. Like, I'm a big RSL hater, so I'm going to be biased and stick to it. Portland Timbers, who are at home at Colorado Rapids, two pretty good teams. I think this might have been an MLS Cup final in not too distant history. I recognise me. Oh wow, yeah. Moreno's back. Eric Williamson's back. Evander's in the team. They've still got one Chara and Pantemis. Oh, or Kripal. Oh, Kripal ended up there. Interesting.
Yeah. They had an older guy who was in goal last year at the end of the season. Some other guy, I can't remember his name. But I don't know. Timbers are weird. Evander should be like the guy, obviously, but he was good in spells, but he wasn't. He didn't live up to what we kind of all thought he would be, to be honest. And then Colorado have got a bit of a big turnover. I think they've brought in some loads of new players.
Yeah, Colorado are always busy. They're a proper hustling team. Is that Georgie?
Yeah, he's back.
No way. Colorado.
Yep.
How?
This was ages ago as well. This is like one of the first moves.
Mate. Oh. How the fuck have Celtic not signed him? You know what I mean? Jesus, I can't believe he's back in MLS.
Where would you rather live, Quinny?
Colorado or Glasgow? I'm taking Glasgow, mate. Glasgow all day. Especially for Ronan, really good. Colorado always trades really well within MLS. I'll say that. They're always got a really good team. Sam Vines, I knew he was back in town. And he's got a really hard luck story, man. Like, winning the league with Antwerp, and then they didn't register him by mistake
for the
Champions League group stages.
Yeah.
Then they signed over him. They bought Windal, and now he's just been bombed out. I feel bad for him because he is good, man. Proper, he'll be one of the best left backs in the league. Does that get yes or 5 scores? We'll soon see. But really good outfit. Cole Bassett, we know, is a hero. Connor Ronan's a hero as well. This will be a good one. Two good teams there.
Got some players, definitely. This is definitely the mismatch, I would say, on paper of the game week, up there with the Philly fixture with home to Chicago. This Cincy at home to Toronto, who maybe do improve maybe over the course of the season, but they played well. To be fair, Cincy actually played last night. I think they won 2 or 3-0. Costa had like 80 plus as probably we would all guess. Yeah, they got Corey Bird in there. No, Brandon Vasquez is a big miss. No Barry L as well. Obviously gone to Brazil. So
yeah,
they're definitely weakened, but they've brought in that Luca Orellano from Brazil as well, who hasn't signed yet because of the Barry L situation.
This reminds me a lot of the Atlanta team. If you take Acosta out of this, that's just
I'd agree. But then they've just added Miles Robinson, who's a big piece, I would say.
Fair
in defense,
but he's just a machine. He's just
he's ridiculous.
He's just wild. Toronto thought they got 2 machines, didn't they? They're both playing this game.
2 for the price of 1.
Do we see it? Do we see it?
I mean, I don't know. I'm in the Insigne camp. I'm not in the Bernardeschi camp. I can't get on board with him personally.
I heard you saying that somewhere on one of your shows, podcasts or streams or something.
Yeah.
I was more convinced Bernardeschi would do well in MLS than Insigne.
Really?
Yeah, I think Bernardeschi's just I think if Bernardeschi went back to Serie A, he would play for most teams. He's an elite footballer,
Yeah.
I think they're both.
He's an elite bench player. I don't think how many appearances has that guy got really.
Well, let's have a look because I don't think it's as many as you think.
Because at Juve, all I remember him doing, especially in my football index days and stuff, you could just never guess when he was going to play. He was just in and out all the time.
I've done something wrong here because it's not. Let's have a look. Toronto. I can spell that, no problem. Have I got the screen on? Let's have a wrong button. Let's have a peek. Roster. But no, I'm pretty sure. I think Bernadette. Who knows, right? Let's see. Last year they were both stinking. Insigne's maybe saved himself with some DA.
Insigne was very good last year in a bad team. If you have a look at his scores, incredibly good.
Right, but it wasn't like Vela or
right, but he's not playing in Vela's team.
Or Giovinco,
right, but different time, and look at that.
20 starts, 38 stubs. Fair enough.
Look how many green scores there over his whole career there, or on Sorare, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but that's only 60 games. So that's
11 green scores in 6 years.
No, that's only Juventus.
No, that's that's from.
This is only Juventus.
Do everything. Let's see how many greens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 20 odd since how many years?
I don't know.
Insigne got that many last year alone.
Probably. But no, I'm a big Bernardeschi fan. I think he'll.
He's silky, but I just don't think he cares anymore. I just think he's.
Bernardeschi. That's why I'm doing.
When I've watched him play last year, he was just miles off it.
Yeah,
I'm not on board.
See, I think they went there and they've just wholeheartedly taken the mickey, but or just been chill. I just think it's going to be a stroll in the park. Don't get me wrong. But
it's hard if you haven't got good players around you. It is just tough unless you're Messi. It don't matter how good you are alone. Like you need 8 other good players around you, 9 good players.
The penultimate match we've got to look at here is Nashville, again, very well stacked team against a maybe new feel New York Red Bulls. But Nashville at home, always a tough nut to crack. No Zimmerman, but it looks like, and I heard Hani Mukhtar get injured midweek as well. So
Yeah,
maybe a little bit of a last minute speed bump for them. Maybe Zimmerman's injured also. Drew Yearwood, who's just came from Red Bulls, it looks to start, and Schaffelberg out wide with Boyd and Banbury through the middle.
Sam Sturridge off injured last night as well. So him and Mukhtar both injured, as John says there in the chat.
And then for the Bulls, we have, for the Red Bulls, I should say, beg your pardon.
Season, baby.
Forsberg season, baby. Edelman and Amaya. Edelman, by the way, I think is one guy to watch out for. Very good. Yeah. I think Forsberg's just going to level. Look at this. This fight. Where have you ever seen? And I know they kind of do it. This looks like a Leipzig formation. This looks like Leipzig. You know what I mean? Like, and if Forsberg's coming in there to orchestrate, like Edelman and Amaya could be on for 15 AA a game quite consistently, and then you're just flipping coins on who gets the jammy assist once in a while or runs into the box in a third man run, gets a tap in.
Yeah. No Tolkien's a big one though.
No Tolkien, of course.
Yeah, he hasn't played in pre-season. It's a bit weird.
Maybe trying to sell him, or he's just like, nah, sell me. Like, I'm not coming back because every time I come back, you don't sell me. Again, Celtic need a left back. I would take him in a heartbeat. But he's not really a left back, is he? He's just
he's like too good for the MLS left back. Like he could. I think he'd be a left back in another in a European league, maybe. I don't know. It depends. I think he's a left wing back personally. Like play him in a 5. That's where he'd be bad. Yeah, I think so.
The default left centre back in a 5. Think about elite level football, but compared to MLS,
he's not that tall. He's like 5'9".
But think about this: Alphonso Davies was like an attacker in MLS. It goes to the Bayern left back. So that kind of vibe of like, you might be attacking in MLS, but in the elite level, that's a bit different.
Right, but he plays left back in the MLS, if that makes sense. Like, whereas Alphonso played up front. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a different.
That's left wing, like up front, but like
I get why Alphonso did. Alphonso was a freak at 16. Like, that's a different kettle of fish we're talking about there. This is like a 20-year-old John Tolkien. Like, it's chalk and cheese.
I don't know. I don't think he's out and out left back. That's all I'm kind of saying. I can see him doing it in midfield or 2-man midfield or 3 in the back 5 or 3 in the back 3 kind of thing. 3 centre back.
He's just got unbelievable energy. Like, he just don't stop running. He's just
he's really good.
Athlete, like proper athlete.
And then the final game we've got LA Galaxy at home to Inter Miami. Inter Miami playing 2 games in the opening weekend. They are getting exploited. Let's all do a GoFundMe campaign to save them. Only joking. But yeah, they're going away to Galaxy. They've got Joveljic starting, Puig is starting, Diego Fagundes is in this team now, alongside some regular faces like Delgado and Cáceres, who was there last year. New boys in town, Mickey Yaman, John McCarthy in goals. Jesus Christ, man. I won him as a DNP card so long ago and tossed it away for like nothing, if you know what I mean. And it's just one of those things with goalkeepers. Jesus Christ. L15 or 25, wouldn't that be good? But I suppose it's into Miami, so it's probably going to concede 3, aren't they?
Thing is, everyone that watched them, let us know in the chat. Everyone I've spoken to said they were shocking. I watched the highlights and obviously it was the Messi show, but like apparently they were like ridiculously bad.
Wow.
Yeah, like they just no legs anywhere, especially in midfield, like Busquets and Gressel. I know Busquets is class, but like that Gomez is really good, by the way. When he gets cards, keep an eye out for him. I think he's Uruguayan. He scored a good goal midweek. Yeah, like some wicked scores, don't get me wrong, but like, if you watched the game, like they won that. And even the commentators said like Suarez's legs are gone and stuff. Like literally they were saying that. It was mad.
Yeah.
I swear.
I seen Suarez a quote from him saying he needs like 4 injections a week to play.
Yeah, it's 3 days worth of prep to just get fit for the match day. Like, it's not a good place to be. Like, it really isn't.
No, he's definitely on the cash in tour, isn't he? Mm-hmm. For sure. But yeah, this will be a good one for the cameras. Of course, Suarez 2 games in 4 days or something. He'll be probably out for about 2 months after this one. But yeah, the scores were really good there, except for Gressel, who people were kind of hoping would be kind of getting the scores that Taylor was getting, I guess, just feeding Messi and feeding the ball in the final third and doing all that good stuff. So maybe we see that come out a bit more. Maybe we don't. But yeah, the scores weren't too bad there for them being so horrible. So 5-wise. But yeah, that's MLS. opening match day, kind of for Miami, but mainly for everyone else this game week. Harry, do you have any MLS-centric teams you might want to show us?
Not like purely
Champ
sponsored.
America, maybe?
No, I don't have a Champ America team, to be fair, this weekend. I've got like Santi captain in 18. Santi super rare, but no, I don't have anything like purely MLS, to be honest, mate. Like I only have Brady as a keeper, so I'm not, looking to go in anywhere too crazy. I've got a Forsberg somewhere, but no, literally I don't have. And Ferreira's out, so I couldn't even play a Champ America team if I really wanted to this weekend. If we're talking like MLS,
Fair enough. Just thought I'd ask. I've got a wee Champ America team going out.
Oh, nice.
I'm not that buzzing about it, to be honest with you. I've just realised through doing this that Ladero won't be starting. I think he started midweek, and I thought, yes, he's in. But not this week. Not this weekend, I should say, rather. But no, I think that'll take us back to the matchups tab. But right before we get there, Harry, we do have a card to give away, thanks to Hendo. So if I just go and get it for us, we've got a nice wee cheeky limited David Marshall, who is a playing goalkeeper. He might be injured this weekend or not. Everyone seems to be playing him this weekend. I'm seeing people buying him and all the rest of it. So maybe he's back in. I'm playing mine in the last team that I've picked this week. So just if it plays, it plays. But I'm going to give this away. We're going to give this away thanks to Hendo. Hendo Sorare, fist bump, my man. Thanks very much for your generosity in donating this card. For us to give away to the community here is a good shout as well. Jan Sommer out. I'm sure that's Jan Sommer anyway. Don't know what other Sommer it would be. Odero to start. So some goalkeeper turmoil at the last minute, guys. But we've got this card to give away. Harry, is there a question you could think of for the chat?
Ooh, yeah, but it's probably too easy with the. Wait there. Well, I'll get it now. This will be good. It'll be Marshall related.
Oh no. Okay. Is that a good question?
Yeah, it will be.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Good. Aye. Harry's is fine.
Wait there. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, I've got the question.
YouTube live chat. What kind of answer are we getting, Harry?
I want a numerical value.
Ooh,
please.
Brilliant.
In pounds.
Great British.
Okay. Great British pounds. How much did Cardiff pay for David Marshall in 2009?
Great question. As of
British pounds.
As of what source do we say?
Well, I'm just looking at it on one of the data apps right now, which is
okay.
I mean, yeah, it's SofaScore. Like just
something a wee bit different across different.
Yeah,
places.
no, I know. Yeah, I mean, I don't have it like I just have three. I have three numbers. Like it's say.
Sure.
I don't have like to the penny, obviously, but that's fine.
Yeah. Like transfer value, like.
Yeah, but I want it like. I want it on the dot. So like, if it was 501k.
Can you tell me, just so I can have a wee guess while we wait for the chat to throw the answers out, just so I can have a wee guess, who did they sign him from?
Norwich.
Oh.
And Norwich paid half that amount for him, if that.
So they doubled their money on them.
Basically, yeah. And then Hull quadrupled their money on him, if that makes any sense.
So I'm going to say Cardiff paid like 2.5 mil.
No, we're not in the millions. No. We're
so everyone sees David Marshall's a budget goalkeeper.
Basically. Yeah.
Even IRL. That's lovely. Right, Harry, we've got a bunch of answers in.
I've seen somebody like ridiculously close, but it's not on the dot. So I'm still searching, I think.
Oh, really? Okay.
Somebody's like stupidly close, but it's not the number I'm looking at. It's not an even number, okay? Like if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even. So it's not. Yeah, it's not 200 on the dot. No.
Yeah, there's three numbers we're after.
And the data I'm looking at is like pounds. On my phone on SofaScore.
I see some people throwing euros at us. It's pounds we want.
Yeah,
not
give
euros.
us the Great British pounds, please. Okay, we have a winner.
We have a winner. Right, so tell me the right answer, and then I'll go and try and I'll
go on. Okay, so the right answer is as per SofaScore. It might be different on Transfer Market, but I'm just going off SofaScore. It says 474k.
474. Right, so let me just confer. I think you might be. Oh, so they say 475, and that's why.
Yeah, a couple said it, and I feel sorry for you, but I can't really do much about that. If you've looked elsewhere, then it's tough luck. Sorry.
474.
I've seen somebody with 474, but I just don't know if they were the first. I haven't looked.
Oh, so close. So close.
I'll show you proof as well, so I'm not.
Oh, no, that's not the right one. 474. Oh, do we see it? Oh, there's the first one I've got.
Yeah,
Weaselmont.
I thought that as well. Sorry, I didn't mean even number. I meant like a round number. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it. Weaselmont.
Weaselmont won it.
Congratulations, my man. Now, that's enough of that. We'll get back to the matchups tab, Harry boy. We left this off with Leverkusen and Real Madrid.
Yeah, we did. Do you want to go to champion or do you want to do it by all-star? If that
Just
makes
get
sense?
back to everything. Yeah.
So, yeah, Leverkusen are the best on paper champion Europe matchup this weekend.
Nice.
Kind of just below Real.
Weaselmont, you're only accepting money if I found the right account. So I can't send you the card until you change your settings. Sorry, pal. Say that again, Harry, the last bit.
I was just saying Leverkusen have the best odds probability as far as champion Europe teams go. So it's a bit of a fun one.
And it's a Friday night game. And it's all chaos in Bavaria at the moment. And they've just drawn Qarabag today. So imagine being in the Leverkusen changing room right now. 8 points clear at top of the table or whatever it is. You've got Qarabag in the quarterfinals, or whatever it is, last 16. And then, you're playing Mainz on the Friday night under the floodlights, party time with the fans. I think this could be a good one. Schick is probably just about preferred odds on to start this one. It looks like we're giving the nod to Adley and Wirtz. No Hoffman again for this one. That's interesting. Odilon maybe back in the building. Most likely to start. But yeah, it's going to be Grimaldo again, isn't it, this week? He's just on big time, isn't he?
I think so, yeah. He's just the boy, isn't he, right now? It's hard to look past him.
Amiri on an L5 of 74 against his former club coming to town, pulling the strings. Kilo
Right
Kilo Vogie.
Amiri's like the boy in town right now, so. But yeah, tough ask away from home. But ex-club, you'll be raring to go, won't he? There's no no more motivation than that.
Oh yeah, man! Look at Amiri's L5.
He's on all sets, I think. Yeah, monster. But if he goes down, then he's a challenger player or contenders player, isn't it?
What's his contract spot with him? Is he signed or is that a loan?
I think he's signed, mate. Yeah, I think I saw like 1.5 mil or something. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I did.
Let's go and investigate. So we're doing the deadline show. We like to investigate.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure he was out of contract in the summer.
Yeah.
So let's have a peek. Contract expires June 2026. Contract joined January. Yeah, so he's signed for them. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if they get maybe he's got a relegation release spot.
Maybe yeah.
He is a Bundesliga player.
Oh yeah, all day long.
So something to think about. But yeah, he's cooking. Gilavogi as well. That's a bit of fun. And Leverkusen currently, yes, 8 points clear, undefeated. They surely are going to kick on again. And I don't even know who Bayern have got. Can we have a wee peek at that? Leipzig, of course. How could I forget?
Yeah.
Let's have a look at that because it's not going to be on the matchups tab. But this will be one of the best games to watch this weekend, like for the neutral. Leipzig and Bayern has always been quite fiery over the last 5 or 6 years for different reasons. Like when Nagelsmann, he's been at both teams, and both teams have been kind of good and bad at different spells. Mainly good for Bayern. But a bit of a wounded animal at the moment. De Ligt is in. And Kimmich is in at right back for Bayern. Is that because Germany? So Nagelsmann's came out and said that Germany are going to be playing Kimmich at right back because Kroos is back.
Because Kroos is back in town. Yeah, move over, kids. The main man's coming back.
So is that what's happening now? Is everyone just going to play Kimmich at right back because that's what Germany are doing?
Well, goodbye to his SO5 scores. You can kiss goodbye to them. Right back?
But is he not just right back? But he comes into the midfield anyway. Like he's not going to be full back, is he?
Right, but he has to be a defend. Like when you're defending, he has to be.
Yeah, so
like if they have a winger,
more tackles.
Yeah, but more chance to be exposed. Like he's not quick. Do you know what I mean? If he's playing against a Sane-like winger in that sense, like speed. I don't know. This is an interesting one. We'll see how it goes.
That's all. If it's a bad thing or not.
If he's on a dominant team, I get it. But Bayern are struggling right now. Do you know what I mean? Like a a right back Kimmich on a good team is good, but on a bad team, not bad, but not great. It's a weird one.
What if this means he gets defender cards next year?
Yeah, that'd be fun. Well, as long as Bayern keep clean sheets, they can't fucking keep clean sheets right now, so it don't matter. But you'd rather the mid.
That front four is a lot of fun, isn't it? Olmo, Slick Rick, and then you've got Xavi Simons for Stardust, and then Openda and Sesko. That's good fun.
Very, yeah.
Strong Leipzig team.
Very strong.
Not a big fan of Schlager and Haidara. They both like to get injured, but they're both good. But
Schlager's really good. He's really underrated. If you watch him in real life, like
they're great, but they get injured all the time, man. These guys.
Yeah, Haidara never seems to string a couple of games together. But I think Shagler's played quite a few in a row, to be fair, this year. Like he is, you're right. Historically, he has always suffered with injuries for sure.
Big time. So that was Leverkusen, and then the next one we didn't cover earlier that we need to get to would be Real Madrid. So they're at home. They're now getting away in their title race. They're now quite comfortable. And Sevilla, I don't know if the new manager's changed their form, but he's definitely changed their formation, and they've been a wee bit more consistent in that regard. But Real Madrid just aren't stopping for anyone at the moment, are they? Especially if Kroos is going back to play for Germany, then he's getting tuned up for the Euros. And he's definitely not retired, like anytime soon. If that's, or maybe he is, but I mean, like physically, he's not like winding down and like, I'll make it to the end of this. He's not.
I think he'll do another year, like at Real as well. He's only 33. What's his name? Yoselu's out for 3 weeks. That's just been announced, like literally the last 5 minutes. Not that he was going to start anyway, but he's out for 3 weeks. And this might affect you, Quinny. Mitoma looks like he's out this weekend.
I didn't play him.
Didn't play him. All right.
Good shout. Thank you.
He's got a back issue. But yeah, I mean, it's a good matchup. But I watched Real Madrid play against Vallecano last week, and they struggled. It was away from home. It was rough and ready. Carvajal got sent off. Like it was just a bit of a shit show, to be honest. So without Bellingham, mate, they are a different team. Like they are struggling. As simple as they're not the same. Raheem's good. Like he is very good. He's got a bit of magic in his boots as well. But Modric looked poor last weekend against Vallecano, and they missed Kroos. Kroos didn't start that game, so hopefully, it can be a dominant Real Madrid display this weekend.
There's Marshall Limited flying through cyberspace to Weaselmont. Thanks very much for getting involved, guys. Let's get the like button smashed. We are almost at the deadline. Hopefully, we've caught some DNPs for some of you out there. But the Real Madrid team looks as follows, and latest news there on Hostelu. If anyone was going to try and throw him in, dinghy that. And then the Sevilla team. Isaac Romero, by the way, is a kid. Watch out for him for sure. Does he get a goal in a game like this? Hard to say. There is quality in this team, I suppose, but it's just not.
17th in the league right now. They're on their last legs, I'd say.
A lot of them, for sure. So, but just thought we'd throw that in there. The Real Madrid was in. This is a Bayern game from earlier. But then we've got Juve at home to Frosinone, who earlier this season. Maybe we're kidding us on that we're going to do no two half bad. But the last couple of weeks they've been kind of faltering. And Juve have been Juve.
Juve, yeah, for sure.
Early kick-off on a Sunday. It's normally good for Italian football if you've got a team in that. And team kind of picks itself at this point, really, doesn't it? It's about the fitness of the front two, I think, isn't it? But the rest of the team is just picking itself every week. It's not that exciting.
Not really, no. Not for SO5, sorry. Definitely not.
Frosinone team, if anyone wants to see it. And then what do we have? Galatasaray. So Galatasaray get knocked out, didn't they? And then was it Prague that put them out? And
Prague beat them, didn't they? Yeah.
There's a huge rammy that happened on the benches. I'm sure after that game, it was just mad. You seen I seen a little clip, and you see one of the coaches jabbing a Galatasaray player. Gives him a wee
little rib tickler.
Not that we endorse that on the Sorare Deadline show, of course, but we are human. We laugh at things that are funny, and that's just it's just going to be the way it is. I'm really sorry, but Galatasaray, how did they respond? Are they wounded animals? Do they feel sorry for themselves, or do they have to bounce back in a hostile atmosphere where the home fans probably pretty PO'd?
I don't know, to be fair, but I mean the main guys will still probably turn up. Your attacking players and stuff. I mean, it's a great chance for a clean sheet, but I don't know. Antalyaspor are sneaky. They're not great at all, but they're middle of the road. And Busquets been scoring a few goals, and you just never know. Like you said, could they catch Galatasaray on the off chance and kind of upset the home party.
13 out of 13 wins for Galatasaray at home. 9 goals conceded in 13, 32 scored. A lot of good omens there. Antalyaspor, no pushovers by any means, but on paper. But it's the emotional part that maybe comes into this a little bit now. It's season kind of changing, isn't it? Galatasaray are in control of their destiny to win the title still, so there'll be an extra focus, I suppose, to not drop points against 7th in the table.
Yeah.
Thinking of that. Stuttgart, again, one of the kind of the early season kind of favourites to Sorare's scouts and managers on a budget, or those that had hit and hope players that came off, or later stacks that would go to build off a form. They're at home at Cologne. This should be a good game for Stuttgart cards, you would think. Cologne not that great defensively, and Stuttgart being at home.
Definitely.
Really strong team there. All the main guys are present.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, looks like a really good matchup for them. I think, there's a few Stuttgart stacks will be fancying themselves this weekend, definitely in your champs and whatever. So Prem's given us some really good information in the chat. Appreciate that, mate. A few of the Forest boys are out. KDB will be assessed. I can't hear you, Quinny.
Just saying that we've got Laird in the chat, so good to see he's here now. He asked what we missed. We've just been talking about him for the last hour and 15, so
just slagging him off for an hour now.
Yeah, we better stop the Laird bashing now. But yeah, Stuttgart at home at Cologne. Stuttgart really strong there, full strength team. Florian Kainz in attacking mid, Eric Martel in support. The Cologne team isn't toothless. Left back with an L15 of 62 catches the eye. And should be a good one for Stuttgart. Looking to maintain top 4. Cologne, are they fighting for their life, or are they dead and buried? I don't know.
I think they're 16th or something right now. So they're still afloat. But it's not
gap to Gladbach. All teams.
Not looking great though, is it?
That bottom 3 does feel quite cut off. So I suppose the points are very important to Cologne. They should be motivated, but Stuttgart should have a bit much for them. What time are we at? Yeah, I think we can keep going this for a little bit longer, and we'll catch our own teams and make sure we're not messing ourselves up for the deadline, Harry. But next up, we've got the boys in green and white. Now, the big news this week, of course, is Joe Hart is set to retire at the end of the season. Celtic fans are SO5. Celtic fans are probably a bit heartbroken by that if you were planning on using him for next season. But this is going to be the victory lap, guys. Joe Hart will be playing out of his skin. This is the final 12 games of his career. Should be hyper-focused and hyper-motivated. McBride has made last-minute changes to the prediction. Carter Vickers and Alistair Johnson were pictured in training today, and he's put them both in to start this one. I'm not as convinced Vickers does start, and if he does start, he's not playing more than 60 minutes. He might even only play 45. We've seen that kind of treatment for him in the past. So I wouldn't, even if he does start, I wouldn't be rushing my Vickers into a team if you have one. But Alistair Johnson, again, no one's really confirmed this for me, but I'm pretty sure he was out with a face injury. Like, people were talking about maybe wearing a face mask. So I don't think his fitness is in question. If he's training, he's good for contact again, and ball work and all the rest of it, then he will be in, I think. And the rest of the team kind of picks itself, but you really need to get your head in the space of the manager. McGregor and O'Reilly are nailed on. I'm hearing Celtic fan channels talking about playing Bernardo over O'Reilly and crazy nonsense like that. So I really don't know what people are thinking when they are picking the team. Never mind people that might be informing those that are picking the team, But it's highly suspected we're going to get Eden Kyogo playing in tandem again. In the wide areas, I don't see Palma starting this. He got hooked at half-time. He was absolutely rotten. And away from home to Motherwell, I could easily see it being Maeda on the left and Kuhn on the right. Could very easily see that coming off as being the starting team personally, but I could put that on play sharper as like 70% probabilities or whatever. Reason will tell you he's going to stay with Palma because he's been starting, but honestly, he was stinking last week, so I really don't see it. You get a better tune out of Dyson on the left, but he might keep Dyson on the right and play like Yang on the left. You just never know. So it's hard to say some of these combinations here, but away to Motherwell. Motherwell normally do good against us. They're not doing great overall this year, but let me fix that Maeda thing because it's just going to glitch across the page here. The name that's Theo Bear, if anyone needs to know. But yeah, strong enough team. Liam Kelly in goals is a good keeper. You know, these wide players, the wide defensive players, all seem to do good against the likes of Palma and whatever, score well. I wouldn't be backing Motherwell players necessarily here, but L15s are all mad low, and if you've got them, and they did like get a clearance off the line and get triples, a few of them or something like that, maybe one or two of them could be used here. But Celtic really need a big result. Probably should, definitely should win this, and it's hard to think about anything other than that, to be quite frank. But yeah, the Celtic right now are playing catch up in the title race. There's also 2 derby games to go this year, which is a 6-point swing potentially. And at the moment, Celtic are 2 points behind. So there's no room for dropping points anywhere to anyone. Brendan. Now, this is a mad one, Harry. I can't believe this is next to Celtic Motherwell, right? Because Arsenal, as we know, have been in incredible form. Weren't that great against Porto. It must be said, by the way, the defensive masters of Europe that they've become over the last couple of seasons. But they're at home at Newcastle. This is the 8 o'clock Saturday night kickoff. I said it in a little preview I was doing, but if you're a Newcastle fan, man, my heart bleeds for you because you're not getting home after that one. No way about it. So I feel bad for them, but any Geordies that do make it, I'm sure they'll be up for the cup and in good voice and all the rest of it. But Arsenal should be scoring goals in this one. But is this a great game for Arsenal? Newcastle?
I mean,
is this not the game Newcastle get points out of? Newcastle have been doing this all season.
Yeah, I don't know. I just worry that it's still a bit of a depleted Newcastle team, isn't it? I know we'll go over to them in a minute, but like, I mean, Barnes being back is probably a help. You know, that does stretch things for sure. I mean, yeah, to be fair, it is stronger than I probably. Yeah, Isak's the big one, isn't he? Really, as that 9. Like, there's no 9 there. I know, I love Gordon. I think he's great, but he's not a 9. He'll cause mayhem. I'll give you that. He's a wicked dribbler, quick, he's direct, but he's not a 9. You know, there's no player there that I look at and go, yeah, you know what, you're going to give us a platform to build off here. That team looks set to counter attack, which makes sense, right? Arsenal can have all the ball. Newcastle are going to sit in, 2 banks of 4, whatever, and then they're just going to, Almiron, Gordon, Barnes, boom. Yep. Bruno feeds him down the wing in the channel. Like, that's what's going to happen. Miley's going to put tackles in all day. That's just how it's going to work. And they'll either nick a 1-all.
Arsenal are going to dominate possession, take the half. That's what Newcastle want, man.
Of course, yeah. Newcastle don't have any choice, though, do they? They can't outplay Arsenal. There's no way you can outplay Arsenal right now.
They don't want to.
Right, but they couldn't, even if they tried. Like, they don't have the players. They just don't, There's no chance that midfield of Longstaff, Miley, and Bruno are going to keep the ball, around the other 3. Bruno could play anywhere, but let's just be honest now. Like, that is a counter-attacking team. It all depends on how ruthless Arsenal can be, right? Like, if they dismantle them in the first 20, 30 minutes and they're 2-0 down, game's done. Arsenal just make you run all day. And then when you do get the ball, you're just knackered. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They need it tight first half. They need to go 0-0 half time and go, you know what? Let's win in the second half, 1-0 away. Let's frustrate Arsenal for a half. Can we stay in it? Otherwise, I just don't see how Arsenal don't run riot personally, mate. I know they had a bad result against Porto and whatever, away from home. I heard they had all the possession, but just couldn't score in a brothel, which sounds about right. But like at home,
should be different. I get it.
Yeah, I think it will be.
But I don't see this being like a one-way affair, like 3-0 or anything like that.
No,
it'll be goal for goal all the way to the end, I think. And
yeah, I think it'll be
Newcastle don't have a bench. That's normally been their Achilles heel, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bringing Matt Ritchie on for the last 5 minutes. I know he scored.
He scores goals.
Scored the first goal in like 6 years last week.
Did you see it though? Did you see the header? He tried to score. He missed the header, and it come off the defender or something, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, 4 years. You're right. Nuts. Absolutely.
Before, I couldn't remember. So what will we look at to close this section off, Harry? Because it is half an hour to the deadline. We do have teams to plug in ourselves. We've got Man City there at home at Bournemouth. Away at Bournemouth, sorry. Barca at home at Getafe. USG, Standard Liège, Southampton, Millwall. I want to look at because I messaged Sam when I seen the Millwall manager has been sacked this week.
Okay, yeah.
So I messaged Sam and I was like, hey man, it's your week. And he didn't seem too convinced by that, but Southampton have been smashing at home.
Not last 2, mate. No, they just lost to lost to Hull.
And he conceded 3 at Huddersfield, I know, but they're still they're not playing bad football,
I can tell you by the scores of my Bazoono, they're not doing I can tell you that for free, Quinny. I mean, matchup wise and stuff, it does make sense. But mate, I know they don't have a manager, but like a managerless Millwall have nothing to play. Like they might have hated that manager and they just go out here now and just fucking play with freedom. like the flip can happen, or Southampton just bury them because they are like disjointed, managerless. It's one or the other. Like there's no in between, I don't think. And
16 losses out of 33 for Millwall.
Yeah. And it's all because Zion Fleming can't score, basically.
Away from home, they're kind of middle of the. No, they're not middle, but they're not distinctly anything. So yeah, just wanted to throw that one up because that was one that caught my eye even in the lead up to the weekend. When we look at the Man City team, since we've got some latest news, De Bruyne's going to be checked all the way to the end. I don't know how. I suppose people will be stacking at limiteds and stuff like that with the Premier League competitions. This is a Bournemouth team, if anyone's interested. Pretty predictable at this point. The best 11 is kind of what it is at this stage of the season. And for City, it looks to be that way. This is a similar team to what we've seen. Bernardo or KDB is the coin toss.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'd probably argue they're not going to risk KDB, are they really, if he's like not fully fit, if we're being honest.
But yeah, and I've seen this in my kind of preview. Like I know it's from supporting City, but see Bournemouth away, the head-to-head looks great. Like City kind of always do well or win, but so many of those games were super jammy or tight or last-minute winners and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, like Man City, I don't know about Pep specifically, but I definitely know like Man City, like, the vitality. It's not always a good game for them. They might win, but it won't be easy. And like this team's had some plaudits that can score a few goals.
Yeah, they're a decent team.
It's a Man City. It has been a defense, hasn't it? It's been rotating and causing some problems once in a while. So it's like the KDB thing. It's like I suppose it'll be how confident Pep is with the rest of them, but could be a good game for Doku and Foden to step up in KDB's absence.
100%. Yeah, it'll be a tight game, that one. I don't think it'll be a walk in the park like you said. Definitely not.
For sure. Hey, do you want to scroll down a wee bit? Is there anything else? When we look at sporting, I know there's a lot of sporting stacks, so we'll look at
a couple of big games. I think some of the people in the chat. I mean, River played Boca. I know that's.
Oh, we'll peek at that for fun.
Leeds Leicester as well tonight.
We'll look at that for fun.
First v second.
So let's see. We've got on screen now the Benfica lineup. Should be they're. Oh no, what am I doing? Sporting Lisbon. It's because somebody said Benfica or something a minute ago. I can't remember what it was, but something threw me off there. I'm sorry. But yeah, here's the Sporting Lisbon team for all you guys. No Adan, got you. Hey, zinger. But yeah, Morita's back, full strength team by all accounts.
Guy Quez missed a pen last night, Quinny. Scored, but also missed a pen, yeah. Ooh, Boscagli officially questionable. Nice one for that, Kennedy. Leeds Leicester. Yeah, I'll be watching that myself.
Joe Perreault in for this one.
Yeah, I mean, he's been playing 10 the last couple. With Dan James being out. What'd you say?
Bamford, sorry. Yeah, Bamford was getting minutes, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was for a bit. I think he might be injured now, I think. This is a massive game, though, by the way.
Yeah, huge head-to-head on the table. And both of them should just be swinging at each other, really. Like, Leeds really need to come out, especially at home, get that points up, because it is a 6-pointer. You're taking 3 points potential off Leicester while gaining 3 for yourself. I know no one needed that explained to them, but there you go. You got it anyway. Leeds at home, undefeated, 4 draws, 12 wins out of 16. Leicester, the best away team in the league. They have lost twice, however, with 2 draws and 12 wins, scoring 35 over 15 for Leicester, and Leeds scoring 35 over 11 in those games. So all the numbers point to 0-0.
I don't know. Yeah, I know what you mean, but and it's Friday. It's Friday night as well.
Yeah, it's just going to be a big disappointment. Should be 6-6, becomes 0-0.
Yeah.
Somebody's asked for Coventry. We'll slide that one on screen for you. Guy Riquez's former club, of course, and SO5 hotbed of talent.
How is he playing for Coventry? But
how did no one else see? That was the thing. See, when Chelsea were linked to him in January for 120 million or something.
I know.
So this guy was playing for Coventry like 6 weeks ago.
I know.
I'm exaggerating, but it's like,
It's mad, mate.
How can people miss this?
I know.
Playoff final, they were so close to getting to the Premier. He was like the main guy.
Yeah. Mental, mate, honestly.
Paderborn, somebody's asked for. Oh, what was the other big game? River Boca. Let's flip that on.
Yeah, River Boca. Outside of that, I mean, United are at home to Fulham, Villa at home to Forest. I'm just looking at some of the Prem ones.
Marco Sutherland's in here to size you up, Harry.
Harry, what's your super? Oh, yeah, good Good question, Mark. I didn't really prioritize it. I could have went really strong, but I ended up bottling it a little bit. I am playing a lineup, which we'll get into, but yeah, I haven't gone like full strength in that lineup.
Advincula playing right mid. Jesus. Wow. Is he scoring well?
Avincula, yeah, he's really good. Mate, he got like 40 AA a couple of games ago.
Did he?
He's like Antonio Valencia regen. Like
I
he's
call him
just
Advincula.
everywhere.
Yeah, I can't remember what World Cup it was, but see for Peru in one of the World Cups, he was an absolute hero.
Monster.
That guy. It was, oh wow, so he is. He's doing no bad. He was an absolute hero. I can't remember what World Cup it was.
He scored in the Libertadores final last year.
Yeah, he's a hero, man. He's an absolute legendary guy. I'm not surprised. I've not been following him that closely to know that, but yeah, it doesn't. That's cool, man. I like to see cool players do well. Did I have that screen on there? No, I didn't. Sorry, I was just looking at his scores there. Sorry, didn't realize it didn't flip over. But yeah, he's doing really good. So that's cool to see. But wow, never imagined he'd been playing right mid for Boca Juniors. That's fucking brilliant. Sergio Romero's in goals here. And yeah, the River Plate team's on screen as well. Barco, the main man, who always believed in the wee man, eh? Who always... Yeah, I've got two shirts here. I've got two shirts here with his fucking name on it.
I'll give you that. That's the only one I'm giving you, though.
I need that
Superior back.
Oh, Lautaro Blanco, when did he go back to Argentina? That's a wee sneaky one. He was a set-piece guy once upon a time.
Yeah, I don't know, actually. I recognise his face, to be fair. Like...
He went to Elche. That was meant to be a good move, and it turned out to be rotten. I don't know if it was meant to be a good move, but he was a set-piece guy once upon a time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. He's got AA coming. Was a rare go for 25 quid? Heard it here first, guys. Heard it here first. Let's look. What was his last team? Oh, no. Let's go to all. Rosario. Yeah. Like, he was a good guy. Being at Boca a bit better than Rosario, aren't they? Don't think that's out of line to say.
Yeah, they probably are.
Look at the amount of losses here. You know, they're conceding goals all over the place. He needed decisives, but if he got decisive, he would deliver, you know. Whereas he's at a team now where maybe, you know, they're not conceding 3 goals a game or twice or whatever. So, Blanco, you heard it here first. There's a good one.
Big Blanco.
I love that. Right, Harry, do you want to show us some teams?
Yeah, we'll get into... I'll do them on Sorare. They're in on Sorare, don't worry, lads. I'm not panicking again like normal, but I'll just go through some of my favourites, I guess. I actually built 240 Super Rare first. This was 85 lineup strength score, but somebody's trying to shit the bed with us with Yuito Suzuki and has put him down to an 83% chance of starting, and he was 100 basically. So I'm going for the middle the middle target. I really think I can hit it this weekend. All at home, bar Suzuki. Lovely fixture for my goalkeeper. Sorry. So that was like main priority. And then what did I build second? I might have built the under 23 Super Rare second. Again, decent. Like I could have played Jordan Teze in here, who's a AAA, who's like one of the best under 23s for the game week on paper. Again, football's not played on paper, so you don't have to worry about that too much. But I ended up playing him in gas instead. But yeah, looks pretty tasty. My forward is always the one that's letting me down recently, but I've just bumped up Hansen to a 12% bonus on him, you know, above the Super at 20%. So that feels quite fun. Red Plus is also pretty strong. A couple of AAAs in there. I've gone Bazunu over Costa. Might cost me, but you know, we'll see how that all pans out. Under 23 rares, pretty tasty as well. 80 lineup strength score. Rodrigo captain. I played Costa in this one. And then Rare Plus is where we're going to flex the Magnus Matson 1 of 10. Forward card. Wow. Captain Idrissi. I'm going with Sorare in here at home to Sheffield. I bought 2 cards of his, and I'm going to roll my old card out in this one alongside Teze. I bought Will Dennis for the next midweek, but he has Aberdeen at home, so I'm hoping we can get something there. As far as scores go, and then 240 is quite sneaky. I am actually going to captain David Brooks, so that looks a little bit different. Paradella's at home. Arbila, big game against Espanyol, and my second, Sam Johnston, who I'm hoping starts against Burnley. L15 of 36, pretty tasty. And then we haven't even gone to the Prem yet. Let's get down to the Prem, because that's when it gets quite fun. I think I'm going to clean up in the Premier League this weekend, Quinny.
Oh, clean up is the word.
Yeah. Why can't I see my team? We'll have to do it.
I just want to say, A. Palmeiras is asking, who should they play, Ake or Diaz? For me, it's Ake all day. Former club, and he's a big peak player. You know, if he does smash. Diaz is the
Quinny, look at
safety.
that.
I'll go
Have
for
a
him,
look at this. Come on. If Sam Johnson starts,
which
we've
is
got the
on.
Brighton defensive stack and then the Wolves attacking / midfielder stack. All at home, all above 52% win probabilities. I mean, I don't need to play 5 new seasons, but it doesn't really, like, I don't have anyone else that like makes sense, so I'm just throwing
Beautiful,
it in
mate.
there, which I'm quite happy about. And then Champ Rare is equally as aesthetically pleasing with the Las Palmas attacking defensive stack. Sorry, and your boy Alechi Garcia
New
as our
boy.
captain.
Wait.
New boy on the block, and then Savio. I've just bumped up my Las Palmas boys to 3%, so I'm quite happy with how that's going. I won't go any further though. I haven't got the minerals to go any further. I think my Girona boys at 2%. I don't know if again I might stretch to 3 at some point, but that's kind of myself. I've got a few like dud teams.
Those last two teams, by the way, I love how you've built both of them. The in-season Premier League, and I know the La Liga.
Yeah.
We just had on screen there as well, but I think how you've built them is very good, mate. Love that.
I appreciate that. And then 220, actually, I'm quite excited for this one. All sort of expected to play. Your base should play, which is, don't know.
On it, isn't he? I think you learned saying this is the form of his life.
No, Sam hates him. Sam Ty absolutely hates him. But he came off the bench last week, got an assist for Brendan Aronson, and Heidenham at home. We're going to throw him into 220. Daiki Matsuko, the boy. I haven't used this card, Quinny, for like 2 years. I paid like a godly amount of money for him.
Jesus.
But apparently he's sort of playing now for Avispa, which is fun. But I mean, like, I don't know. I have players left over, which is mental. But like, I just can't really fit any. Like, I don't have anywhere to play them really, and I don't really have a goalkeeper that makes sense to play anywhere else. I've got a random challenger team in here, Barons in here, Yari. I've just got like loads of cards floating around that like I can't fit into the places I want to fit them in because you can only obviously play one team, and like they end up going into lineups that are just obviously not going to do anything. 220 is kind of fun. This is a fun 220 actually.
Marshall confirmed fit for tomorrow. It seems from Jack Doyle in the
big.
chat. Yeah, nice 220 as well, Harry. Love that. Zaire Emery captain.
Zaire Emery captain. Connor Barron away. We've got Sal Coco, and then I actually got a random offer on this guy. I actually won him as like a tier 4, and he's a bit of a little beast. He's on loan from somebody in the first division in France. I had like a 30 quid offer on him this morning. I was just a bit like, well, that caught me off. He's not even up for sale. Like, I just don't know where that came from. But mate, no, I'm honestly buzzing for the weekend. Like, I haven't had this many teams, okay, I didn't even show you the All-Star Rare. That one's random, but this looks a bit different now. I'm going with a different goalkeeper. I'll show you now. Not too different, but a little. I'm just going Ika Alvarez in goal. Yeah, it's just a random team. Like, I'm playing Aaron Herrera instead of Lafise as well, because why not?
Why not?
Mate, no, I'm buzzing. Big weekend, big weekend, and a couple of Friday actions. But our Girona boys are Monday, Quinny.
Yep, it's a
I
mad
hate Mondays.
Mate, it's a mad game week for me. I've got so much on like random days, like the way my teams are kind of shaped out. I'll show you what I've got going on if I've got the screen set up. I think it is. The big team. I just kind of Joe Hart is on the victory lap, and I've kind of had this question a lot as well, like what I'm going to do with the McGregor and whatever, with the whole change and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
As things stand now, like, I would really like to keep it, really, no matter what, like sentimentally, if you know what I mean. So it's already won me a bucket ton. If it can win me another little bucket ton before the season's out, then I might be able to convince myself just to maybe keep it, because I do love it. I really don't want to part with it, I know. And whatever. So McGinn comes in as captain at home at Forest. It's got to be come on Villa. And then otherwise we're just going all Celtic and hoping that it all clicks together. And I think all these games are on the same day, I think, as well. No, McGinn's Saturday, the rest of them are Sunday, obviously. And then I've got Skorupski, which I was telling you about coming into this, right? Who's just always got a little bit of jeopardy around him. He's a home at Verona, and he plays tonight. So potential Friday night effort, a curse or whatever might happen. And then the full Girona stack. Alex Garcia comes in as captain. Sakanikov is in. Kuto's on to start. And then the unique Martin that I won this year as well. But I'm dicey on the Skorupski. I don't know how to feel about it. He is on his start. He played amazing as Lazio. He's one of the best keepers in the league, but there is a number 2 that the manager fancies. Sorare, who's nailed, is away to Barca, and he just feels like a good cap option. Should get some AA. Just don't concede free, big man. Captain Taylor, Dyson, and then it's my favourite midfield pair of Bryce and Yanghill in here. I've went for mid-threshold again, mid-target, because I've went for the last 2 times and missed it. And it's kind of like, I'm playing at law of averages now at this point, this has been a similar team composition as well. And it's not like the players have hit and I've missed the score. And it's like I've got bad players, but it's like the players haven't actually hit. So I think I'm going to get them, hopefully, to come in at some point. Maybe make it worthwhile. So that's my 240. And I've got a 4th super team with a bit of strength in it. So not holding my breath on this one. Obviously, Goretzka in midfield is playing Leipzig. Could be a good game for him, but Mandanda is away to PSG. So the goalkeeper is not going to help us too much, maybe. But everyone's on to start. Games are okay enough, I suppose, but none of them are that great. So we roll with that. And I've got a 220 with 2 super sub strikers, Stuani and Unal. I've not got Timo Werner, and somebody else isn't playing this week as well. I can't remember who, but I'm down a forward. Acuna's injured. So they guys come in. Espinosa should play. Elliott should play. Tani should play. Don't really care about that team too much, but hey, it'll run, and we'll see how it does. And then I get into the rares. Champ, double striker, Take and Captain Depay. We've had a wee bit of injury and rotation and stuff like that at Atletico, and it's probably all going to line up pretty well for Memphis. And I think everyone else in here should do pretty well, so that's fun. Again, Harry, similar to you, all my teams, I've got high volume, and I'm really confident on all of them. This is almost a paint by numbers team as well. Quite a similar kind of outfit I've had in All-Star Rare over this season. But O'Reilly tends to find himself in U23, and with no All Black, and I'm not playing Tani in that division, O'Reilly can come into All-Star and hopefully get a good score back. And we've got, obviously, Was is the kind of cheat code extra man in there to try and help us with his crazy AA and set pieces and all that good stuff. 240 rare, I'm going mid-target as well, Harry. I've got Chanot in here, along with Sean Johnson, who's touching on 15% with my collection bonus. João Moutinho as captain, Talis Magno on 13 or 14% or something mad. And Forsberg, who I've got a wee bit of collection bonus on. I'm not too sure how his XP is. So yeah, hopefully we get that mid-target. And I'm hoping the mid-targets all click in this week, so I get both of them. It's kind of the way I'm thinking about it in terms of success rate. I've managed to get a decent 270 team out. And I don't really play 270 with much ambition normally, but this team could be okay. Fekir, I read an article saying he's at his physical limit. Over the last week, he's played like 3 games in the last 10 days or something, which makes me want to deprioritize him, but I don't want to bench him altogether because he is projected to start. I just don't see him getting 90 minutes. And at home to Athletic Bilbao, after coming back from Zagreb, eliminated from Europe, it's maybe not a great game, but Zé is solid. He's got Goretzka rare in midfield, which I just won, which is a beautiful card to me now. But again, like we say, they're playing Leipzig. And then the rest of these guys, St. Pauli are first versus second for the goalkeeper, whatever. So that's like 9 teams there that I think are all pretty handy. 220 is fun, but because I've got Illich, who's on to start, that rookie card, high XP. I can squeeze Maeda in here, and then I get 2, I think really good mids for 220 in Keaton Parks and Ao Tanaka, who are both XP'd out their eyeballs. So limited gun away to Blackburn Rovers, maybe my 220 has a bit of punching power this week. Quite excited for team number 10, essentially. We managed to get a team number 11 out, thanks to Alistair Johnson coming in. But I'm not quite there strength-wise. David Marshall, we know, is fit, which is cool. But I've got O in this team. My 5th man has to be a Celtic super sub, and I've went with O over Yang. Maybe O probably doesn't start. Maybe Yang could start. Maybe that's the play. If I had a Palma, I'd probably throw him in there, or another Kyogo or something. We've got a Champ America team, and I've had to upgrade Yaman into this at the last minute because Ladero isn't playing. So we've got Yaman and Malte Amundsen of Columbus Crew, my double defence. Now, I know Miami are probably going to rip them, but Yaman could rip it. He could individually be good. Santi's the man, as we know, and I cannot captain Johnny fucking Russell with the Argyle shirt on this season. So Champ America rare, we're back with a bang. See if we can win something there, since Argentina is now going to be some sort of companion to Celtic cards all of a sudden in Mexico. And I've got MLS cards. And I've got a 240 limited team out, which it feels like it would be rude not to submit with it being access only to people that can do this. So we're going mid-target. Kostic, as we know, plays for Juve, and it's probably going to be a crap score. Sesko. It's a meh team. Sharia, but by the way, is a limited that I got given as a Christmas present or a New Year present or something
Yeah.
So I get to make his little debut as well. He's on loan from Girona. So thanks again, of course, to Germ. I had to double check it was Germ, but I was sure it was him. Germ for giving me that. So I get to throw him out, and he's a wee guy you might watch out for, Harry.
I've seen him, mentioned, to be fair. I have seen him around a few times, his name.
He's a wee guy. So I'm quite happy with all those teams. I'm quite buzzing for them. I've not set any training lineups. I need to do that now, but I am hyped. And if you look at this, so it's Friday and Monday, I've got a lot of that. And I've got some teams that are one happens every day of the week. I think I've got a few of them knocking about. So in terms of where teams play and stuff like that.
Ooh, is Leverkusen tonight, is it?
Yeah, Leverkusen some Friday night action. And there's more than one team playing Monday as well. And as we know, everyone's kind of scattered over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Valencia is postponed. I will get my training teams done now, Rascal. Thank you. And the Levante was postponed and something else. I forget what the third game was.
It's two. I think it's only 2 games. Andorra, Levante, and Granada, Valencia, I believe. Could be more.
So you just need to watch me just plug in training lineups. Unless Harry's got something to show us, I'm not too sure. But guys, you need to let us know what you spent your fairy godmother money on your Stark pounds. Let us know what your big team is for this week. Your man could do great in MLS. I hope so, and I think so. I'm with you on this one. Who do we want in the training? Got all these Girona guys now. I need to make sure I'm tipping over the top. As well, I can just super this team up. I think. Awesome. So yeah, let us know, guys, in the live chat what you spent your money on. We're 11 minutes away to the deadline. We just had the news confirmed that Marshall will be fit to play. If you have one, you can maybe up the priority setting on him, as it were, or play him, or go pick one up because he's cheap as fuck because people think he's injured, or whatever it is you might be up to. By the way, I wanted to check just out of curiosity if Chris Ayer was going to be playing again for Brentford, because I know he bambied on ice for Haaland's goal when Man City beat Brentford 1-0, but he was in because somebody was injured. And I do think he's great, and I do think that was, hopefully it's not going to hold him back. I didn't play him, but I might have played him. And if he's on to play, I might think about it again. Yeah, he is on to play again. Against West Ham, do we think a defender could score well? West Ham... They've got other pieces there, don't they, for set? But Ayer could win a lot of headers. He's a fucking giant. I don't know.
Yeah, but how many did they concede is the issue.
Yeah, fair. Just a wee thing came to my mind. I thought I would. So Ayer, we'll just throw him in training since we've mentioned him. Super rare striker. Don't need to worry about that anymore. Rares. What do we have? Who's playing? Becker. I think we want him XP'd up because he's injured. And when he's back, we're going to want to use him. Same with Danny P. That's cool. I've got 6 training teams now, Harry. I recently bought... I've been buying power-ups as well. Am I timed in yet? 44 minutes. I've been buying power-ups because I just noticed that McGinn, I found him just as he got to level 17. And I had no boosts on him. And I thought, I can just free boost him 17 to 20. So I've already done one. I've got number 2 lined up just now. But it'll be after the deadline. So I don't know if I'll get the benefit of that 0.5% or not. Maybe that's a wee bit of discovery for it.
Yeah.
When does it get applied? Is it pre-deadline or
right now? Yeah, right now.
So does that mean if you're sitting second, 0.5 point off someone, you could just go and buy collection points?
No, not because that's locked in then. No. Clever thinking though. But I've heard that mentioned before actually. But no, because it's the game week's done, isn't it? They'll take whatever, the
so how's power ups different?
What you mean?
If I bought a power up, how's that different?
Different to what?
If I bought a power up, how would it work?
Yeah, like if you put a power up on a card, you've got 8 minutes to put a power up on a card, and if it would take your Gabriel Mangales to 7 to 8, Or
but what if I miss a deadline? Do I need to wait till next week to see it?
Yeah. You won't see the difference in between the game week, if that makes sense, or whilst the game week's on. Yeah,
I'm with you now.
Yeah.
Anyone with an NG this week? Not many. KT's back in training as well, been pictured this week, by the way. Let's get Gold into training. Werner needs trained. And limited rare, super rare. Anyone else we want to get in here? Tati. Right, let's throw Tati in. Almost there, Harry. We are 7 minutes to the deadline, and I'm just about finishing up. We've got 2 training teams left. Poor me. And
Is 0.5% on a card worth more than a chance of winning a jersey? Yeah, I would say so. Well, it depends.
I'm kind of done with buying jerseys for now. I get like 5,000 coins a week, so like I can wait a month and a half to get the coins back to maybe do one again. You know, I'm not in a mad rush to do it next time to do one. Not that you shouldn't or anyone else shouldn't be, but it's just I've got a few of them already, and I'm kind of like, when I see them again at 17, I thought, let's just get them at 20, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Let's just do it. I'm going to probably get slide Gab Mag into this team. Ladero, Maxi, Matoma, and Kunku. He needs the XP. Ay, caramba. I'm quite excited for this weekend. I plan on watching a lot more games than I've managed to catch over the last couple of weekends, just by, you know, circumstance and whatever else. Oh, I do have a Magno Limited I've not used. Would that be better than Cisco? Or nah, we'll just leave him. We'll stick him in the China, but since we're maybe messing with a wee limited team once in a while. Ralston can go in as... No, let's not put Ralston in, actually, because we might not be using him now that we've got AJ. Thiago Martins is a shout. Ladero. Let's just put Martins in for safety. Or easiness even. Cool. One more team to go, guys. 5 minutes to the deadline. And then I will be checking on the chat, so you guys need to be telling me. You need to be telling me. What did you spend your money on? Your Stark money? What did you go and get? Let me know. And I think my favourite so far was that Dante jersey number for 40 quid or whatever. That's a right steal. Big fan of that move. Yeah, I'm probably going to go Sante into this team. Do I have any super rare mids left over? Nah. Rare mids. Who are we looking at? Who needs the XP? We've got Ladero, we've got Matoma, Mikey Johnson, Zaki, Rio. There we go. Let's get Rio in. Just joined the club. Let's get him in training. Get him and meet the rest of the boys. Get integrated. Thiago Andrade. And anyone else we can boost up. Maxi Morales, probably the one to do. There we go. Fun. All set. All locked and loaded for a mad Kawasaki SR. Nice, Misaki. Love that. Livakovic for a Fenerbahce stack. Love that. Erland Horn. Love that. Just finished building my lineups. Matty Sorare. I bet it did, buddy. KT back. I don't think he's playing this game, but he's back in training 100%. So it's between him and Galan now every week. So happy I've got a Galan, but I'm now annoyed that I need to deal with that all the time. XP is locked in when the game week starts. Yeah, good for the confirmation there. Easily, we are terrible. Easy game for Brentford from a West Ham fan. Oh. Wow. Where would I put Ayer? But it was 220. So yeah, I put Ayer in over a super sub. I think that's an easy. So
yeah, over a super sub you've got to.
Yeah, I think that's what I do. So that's fine. I think that's why I had that interest, because it was like, I don't want to play as super subs if I can avoid it. Oh, I think I've got him in training, don't I? Christopher Ayer. I've got time. We'll make this. There he is there. Boom. Sorted. I was going to captain him for banter, but I don't think I'll take it that far. And then we just need to fix this. We training team with a new defender, and we're all square. Angelino. Oh, is he maybe maxed out? No game this week. Let's check that box as well. Who's the number one defender we want to get some XP from this leftover list? No one really jumps out. Whew. I'm probably just going to throw Tavon Gray in, just in case Ilinich doesn't keep his place. Cool. That definitely sorted now. I like the little Ayer. I like this little Man United confirmation here from Scott Tweddle. I think Scott's always getting involved in my lineup predictions. I think I've seen Scott's name come in a few times. We're talking about ifs and buts and stuff, so love that. Boring answer. The Stark money I saved it for new season cards. Show Shix, the thinking man's trader, I think here. Wait for ETH to appreciate a bit more. Wait for the market to dip maybe ever so slightly in the off season and get way more bang for your buck. I love that, mate. Absolutely love that. Alongside the Dante. The Dante is probably the converse. It's an immediate payoff. Same with the Joe Hart, the Jack Doyle. You know, an immediate payoff for an immediate reward. and the absolute opposite end of the spectrum. Show Shicks love that, mate. Big time. So that's a good one. Good strategy there. And yeah, Rico Man is suspecting there's a bit of SO5 jinxing that could happen now, and I hope that's not the case. I hope that's not the case, but yeah, it could be. And yeah, a wee bit of love for Mickey Yamanson. He could get a lot of assists this year as well.
Quinny, I wonder how much money was actually pumped in because of that token thing. Like, obviously, let's call it 160 a pop. Like, how many thousands of players actually, pumped it into Sorare? What do you reckon?
10,000 people?
Do you? That many?
I think it'd be 5 figures. That's what I'm kind of want to say to you. I think it'd be 5 figures. Like,
yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, you're probably right. So
think about all the languages and stuff, mate. People speak.
160 times. We'll do 160 times 10k. What's that? And 1.6 mil. Yeah, it is 1.6 mil.
Even if it's half
That's
that.
mad.
Even if it's half,
it's a mil basically.
Yeah.
800k. Wow, that's a lot of money to like go into a platform, over like Thork, like I think he's like a French guy.
Yeah.
I saw he tweeted like something like his YouTube video about that, like how to get it. It's on like 10k views. So there's clearly people interested in it.
And that's speaking French only.
Yeah, it is.
How many are probably repeat views, people that watch it and then go, oh,
right,
I'll turn that back on again.
Yeah.
And then, so maybe like 3,000 or 4,000 unique views perhaps. And that's French only.
Some people are still stuck in this in the Starknet loop, aren't they? They're like lost in the matrix because you had to go like Starknet to fucking KuCoin to MetaMask to Sorare. Like it was a bit of a process, and yeah, some of us who aren't like as crypto savvy, maybe it's not easy to do. Like it's just not, is it?
Yeah, if you search it on like Twitter and stuff like that, you'll find like look for the ones that come from Starknet or Argent, like any articles and blogs and stuff like that, and they walk you through it pretty easy. But basically, Starknet is the layer 2. So this is a wee bit of techno jabble for anyone who's interested, but they're the layer 2 solution or company that Sorare partnered with to take Sorare up so that we can transact instantly on the blockchain
and very low fees.
Yeah, so you have to have been playing Sorare at a certain point in time, and it's because we've been using that network. Basically, it's grown and thrived
over 8 times, I think it was.
But yeah, so as like early adopters of sorts, there's just a wee airdrop going. So check the T's and C's if you qualify. It's there to claim now. It's really easy if you do need to sit down and give it some time. But if you read the instructions, ask people because someone's done it that trust me.
And do it on a desktop as well. Don't do it on a phone.
And it's like, do it on desktop 1,000%. Yeah. It's like $200 or something like that. So depending on what your currency is, like you trade it into ETH and then put it on Sorare as the way the instruction manual goes in the community. But you could just trade it into ETH and turn it into euros or pocket it or do whatever you wanted, That'll be all for the end of the stream, guys. I hope you all have a great game week. Have some good luck out there. Once we finish the show, you're going to be taken straight over to a premiere. I've had a little preview of Crystal Palace because they've appointed a new manager, Ollie Glasner, and I think this is going to be like the next like De Zerbi kind of maybe not. Maybe Ange's done a bit better because he's also got to the table like in 6 months or something up to the top. Maybe not quite like that, but the next manager to come in with like their own fingerprint of like this is how I play, and the whole league isn't ready for it in a way. Like it'll kind of catch people off guard, and I think it'll look like a really good appointment. So anyway, the premiere for that will be following this. If you just sit tight, YouTube will take you over there. Harry, it's been an absolute pleasure, my man. Good luck this game week.
Yeah, all the best, mate, and everyone at home as well. All the best for this game week.